Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and thanks for joining us as we start our briefs for this week. This morning, our brief on the COVID-19 response program is in 7 parts. I'll be joined by some members of the response team who assist me with various parts of the brief. First, we'll take a quick overview of Ghana's entire response program and some of the results that are coming from the various parts of the program. The Ghana Health Service, under the ministry responsible for health, will give us the latest update on our case count and some dynamics in our case numbers. We also at this stage are of the view that we need to significantly improve public understanding and public cooperation in some areas, and we'll spend some time outlining what we are doing to achieve that. One of the major challenges we are beginning to have is the challenge of stigmatization. And this morning, the response team has designated some of its advisors to help us walk through what we need to do to bring down at least the curve on stigmatization, because it's beginning to give us some very significant challenges. In this third week of restrictions, particularly in the Greater Accra and Greater Kumasi and contiguous districts, we want to give an update on security and, more importantly, prosecutions that are starting of persons who are being recalcitrant. And then our clinicians and first responders who are helping us manage our positive cases want to share a quick word with us on what's necessary that we all stay at home. We also have a number of organizations that are running programs to assist at this point in time and that are also doing donations to the relief fund, who are here with us and who join us. So good morning once again and welcome. From February 2020, Ghana has been executing a 5-part response program to the COVID-19 global pandemic. The program remains the broad framework with which the government of Ghana is dealing with the threat of and the outbreak of the disease in Ghana. Its 5 main pillars are as follows. 1, to limit and stop the importation of the virus. 2, to contain the spread of the virus in Ghana. 3, to provide adequate care for the sick. 4, to limit the impact on social and economic life. And 5, to expand local production of inputs that will be necessary in combating this pandemic. Now, specific to limiting importation, as far back as February, Ghana commenced efforts to limit the importation of cases. The efforts included the screening of incoming travelers, the banning of travelers of a certain category, later a mandatory quarantine of all admissible travelers, and finally a total closure of Ghana's borders. Through these measures, we have been successful in stopping at least about 115 persons who later proved positive from generally entering and mixing with the population. Some more were easy to identify through contact tracing and thereby limit their exposure to the general population. And we'll go into some numbers when the Ghana Health Service joins us. Now, in containing the spread, the second leg of our strategy has been to contain horizontal spread through a mix of measures: closure of schools, restriction on social, traditional, and religious gatherings, promotion of prevent etiquette, and social distancing through heightened public education, among others. Government has also, pursuant to Act 1012 and its consequent executive instruments, restricted movements in Greater Accra, Greater Kumasi, and its contiguous districts. Additionally, we have embarked on an enhanced tracing, testing, and treatment approach, which has so far helped us to cover an additional 274 cases, which hitherto would have remained unknown while potentially spreading the virus. You will recall that as at last night, our numbers start as 566. About 292 of those were the numbers that came from the general regular surveillance. An extra 274 were because of the various things that we have put in place, including mandatory quarantine and testing through the enhanced tracing and testing program. So the effect of that second pillar is what has helped us to beyond the 292 that traditionally in the normal surveillance we've been able to find an extra 274. Now, in terms of care for the sick, for all who have tested positive, care is also adequately provided by clinicians led by the Ghana Health Service and in collaboration with other facility operators, including teaching hospitals. We're informed that the overwhelming majority of our positive cases are in good health, and this morning we have some very good news to share with you that the Ghana Health Service will outline for us. His Excellency the President has also been leading the fourth pillar, which is limiting socioeconomic impact. It stands to reason that efforts at combating this outbreak has an impact on the socioeconomic lives of our population. If you look at the global examples of economies that have literally been shut down as a result of efforts to combat this pandemic, it leaves especially the vulnerable homeless with a hard end of the stick. In Ghana, one of the pillars has been to coordinate interventions that are aimed at mitigating the impact of our response program, the vulnerable, and the general population. We are, however, concerned about how some parts of this, as is being executed, is now also beginning to create challenges for us, and we'll deal with that this morning. And then finally, local production has started of PPEs and other logistics that are needed to combat this pandemic. Later this week, the Minister for Trade and Industry will join us with some clearer numbers on the local PPEs that are taking place. So we want to start in detail this morning, first with statistics from the Ghana Health Service. Dr. Patrick Abuaji is the Director General. Please join us at the podium with this.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister of Information, Honorable Minister of Chieftaincy, colleagues and media practitioners here. I'll just give you a brief of our situation in Ghana in all dimensions. But we will need to start within context of the global picture. As at 2 a.m. on the 13th of April 2020, the world had recorded about 1,776,867 confirmed cases of COVID-19, including about 111,828 deaths, which reported by WHO. Within the African context, we have South Africa has recorded out 2,272 cases with 27 deaths. Algeria has 1,983 with 313 deaths. Cameroon has recorded 820 with 12 deaths. Cote d'Ivoire has 626 with 6 deaths, followed by Ghana with 566 with 8 deaths. The rest are Nigeria, who has 529 but with 12 deaths. Burkina Faso has a lower number of 497 but has 27 deaths, and Nigeria has 343 positives with 10 deaths. The Minister has given a short overview of where we are. But in Ghana, as of Saturday, April 11th, because we are compiling the rest, we have done a total of 37,954 cases have been tested, out of which 566 are confirmed for COVID-19. The 37,954 include the enhanced surveillance as well as the routine ones that we are doing. Of the 556, about 58% are male, usually youthful. Female are 42%. This testing and results account for about a per capita testing about 1,265 per 1 million population. That's we use our 30 million, estimated 30 million population. And this is the highest in Africa, followed by South Africa, who has about 1,161 per million population. And we, in terms of test capacity per capita, we are the 14th in the world. Currently, we have about 44,421 samples we have taken samples, which means that the last 7,000 are being tested, and I know currently some are still running. And if we to complete that, we would have had a test capacity per capita of 1,480 per 1 million population, which is quite, so it's no wonder we have the number we are having. Aggressive tracing, tracking, testing, and treatment has been the approach adopted to contain the virus, and be ahead of the virus. Yes. Of the 566, we have 7 in our west region. Currently, we have about 10 regions that have recorded cases out of the 16 regions. 10 in upper west, 4 in upper east, 1 in northeast. We have 10 in northern region that has remained so for a while now. We have 49 in Ashanti, 32 in eastern region, 9 in Volta region, 1 in western, and 1 in central region, with Greater Accra recording 452 cases. Now, how has we done as far as the case management is concerned? Currently, we have a definition of recovered as those who are positive and has recorded 2 consecutive negatives. And that's what becomes that you can claim that you are cured. Currently, we have 83 people in that category who have, a significant number have tested the first negative, but we have about 17 who have recorded double negatives that are obviously clinically cured, and that's quite good. We all have about, out of this number, we have about 208 who are well asymptomatic or in the mild condition and being treated at home in isolation centers. Currently, we have only 2 critically ill people in the hospital with 10 deaths. So like I said, we have about 17 who have tested double negative, and so they are completely cured. We will monitor them, obviously. We have 66 of them who have tested the first negative, and we are waiting for the second test. The chances are that they will all be negative again. We have treatment centers in all regions. Ashanti has Konfanochi, Kumasi South, Obuasi, Bekwai has cases. In Accra, we have Gan East, 37, Ridge, Tema, UGMC, Nyaho Clinic is now treating, and Kolebu Teaching Hospital. The last time I gave you a number of admissions across, treatments across the country. I give you the numbers that are currently being, that is on admission. I think I'm moving faster than the screen. Okay, good. Okay. Now, so if you look at Gan East, ASAT 13 has 53 people on admission. Tema has 5 on admission. The UGMC has 23. The Military Hospital has 2. Ridge Hospital has 4. Konfanochi now has 2 people on admission. Kumasi has 6. Kolebu now is keeping cases. They have 2. Bekwai has 2. Obuasi has 2. Volta region has 7 on admission. Eastern region has 32 in Begro and Tua. And then we have Wa Regional Hospital with 7, and Bolga has 3 on admission. So that's just to share with you that the broad category of states that we have. So in the next slide, just we can see that just the number of tests that have been done over during the enhanced periods in cumulative numbers that we have done. Currently, we have expanded, the next slide, we have expanded our, so if you go back to the last slide, you can see that we have relatively now about 48,000 samples have been delivered for the testing. Our current testing sites has been expanded. Noguchi in Accra, KCCR in Kumasi. In the last few days, we have brought on the National Public Health Reference Laboratory in Kolebu. They are also doing so. The Veterinary Service Division in Accra and Pong Tamale have also joined in testing. So CSR2 is testing. So we are slowly expanding our capacity to test, because that's extremely important, because the essence of treat, test, and manage is to identify and isolate all positives from the community to prevent further spread. And so the faster you get your results, the quicker you're able to move them out of the society. So I'll go to the next. We have newly diagnosed centers come on board, as I mentioned. We are planning to bring the Tamale Reference Lab on board. The Cape Coast has expressed interest. We have Navrong, and within a short time, they're all going to be on board. We want to expand our rapid testing capability by introducing rapid testing kits. Currently, some are being tested to see their suitability for use in country. We are looking for identifying a new isolation centers and quarantine centers. As the more numbers of asymptomatic cases are picked, we need to quickly move them out of the community, and we implore all to participate, to assist and support this effort, because that's the only way we'll make enhanced testing very, very beneficial. If you cannot isolate them, then it doesn't really help us. And I'm also happy that we're going to talk about stigma, because we don't want a situation where people who are identified are shying away or running away from being treated, because they save themselves and they save the society. I've also given you a picture that shows that the case management is very, very good, especially for those who come early. A significant number are doing well, so it's not a death sentence as is being perpetuated. I saw a video this morning about people lying on the beach that some countries are. I don't know why people do that, but we want to encourage people to avail themselves to the test and come for isolated and be put back to society. We will continue the aggressive testing and management in the focus areas of Accra, Kumasi, and Tema. And in this final week, we are also going to do some enhanced work, especially in heavily populated areas, and then also people who we believe that have more contacts with people than that. If they are positive, chance of spreading is high. We also focus on them and make sure that we are able to test all of them. So, as a minister, this is all I have. I just want to encourage everybody to stay home, practice the social distancing, and the hand hygiene. Thank you very much.
Dr. Patrick Boaje, Director General of Ghana Health Service, many thanks for your presentation. If I just may pick a few items in Chi, and while I'm about to do that, please let me announce that we are working with the Bureau of Ghana Languages, that this entire briefing is now being translated into about 8 other local languages and will be played back on national television and a number of other stations. But just a quick overview of what we've done so far. If you see, abanye juma o yedi akweta sa COVID-19 yare na yedi kan bo hundero ye chemu num di kan kwan a ye be fa so ne ahwe se yare no ipodo e pe kwan efi amanone abanka omdi bi bebre no ye betwa so and if you ase fitibe February yedi mfidie gu airport ehwe nkofo a eba yesan so hwe so bi a ne ho nkrata ne ade nyina yetumi eje egu ho na se asem bi koba yetumi edi akire yebo homodin eye se adwuma no ma nipa oha eni edunum empo yetumi ema yensa kan omanwura sebe oman ni mu ni nipa mfra ntina yare ni bi wo ho but oman tumi eni nipa mfra wo oman ni saa ade na edi kan na ye no aso abapa etoso minu eni se yebo modin se yare no yebehwe na antiatese okrom ye frɛ no containing horizontal spread. And onyema hodo aya mampani ahwe se suku ya tutum yenoma na ye ko mmia bibia ni pehihia no ene ni na ye de tabono atoso dia ensori ni imam ene nananom antrankunyina ye no ye de tabono atoso ansana ye bode rosa bribia ye nhoro sa ye ndi ehuni ni ade yasan so ahyemra act 1012 ama ene enkrani kumase ne enkrum kakra bemben ho no yesi obia entena fie ebi uso no omani mu ankasa ne yesi nipa dodo enhwe won ho yie eno aboa se wo de ka dia friend no enhanced tracing and testing na chese de ampen wa fi ye kwa abontin na yankasa yahwe yare no nyese ye twen mu bi anya bi de aba ye kwa abontin ahwe eno aboa ma apart from nipa ahenu ene eduokunu mienu 292 omunye bi ansa na omoma ya so ate no yankasa so ye hupa ahenu ene eduoson enan 274 as a result of sa nyankae na yaye no eno na eboa ma yetumi abomore yare no entiatese uye no fi wade to so miensa ye omo anya bi no ye be den ya Ghana Health Service ena yedi anim ma yedi sa adwuma no oma pone ho krakere akire ye beko emu kakra ansana okoye kun ne nsunsanso ema ye nyina sebe yikasem ne ne ma aka na ya na wosoro nti omampani edi anim ntina nsuo sese yese nsuo bosum miensa da anim nsuo free enyinam nkanea so yese ye de biche na ebi wo ho a ya ye no 50% apart from sebe ye hia for no onoma ewo bibi di no momo de no aban ne omo echemu mienu ansa na niema yankasa ye wo mem ha yakotia yare we say no so no eno so ye na watwe mu no Minister for Energy any Minister for Trade omba be kan yensa no ma kire enyinam nkanea de no ene niema ye wo krom ha no sen na akwa akosi mu na Ghana Health Service ebe boy ye dewuru efa sabriye ginan yare na he anase nipa he na yeki ehu wo Ghana ha se opani Patrick Aboaje kire mu se nipa ahenum ene eduasiansia 566 positive cases ena yehu wo Ghana no na kire mu se wo chemienu a 292 regular surveillance na edu hu ye 274 eno ye niam do afi ye ya yen ye di yare na nim na no na ema yehu na osanso kire mu se say test adoa anase samples ahodoa yetumi age a ye be test no uka boma be 48,000 samples and over. If you can go back to those slides, be 48,000 samples na eno na aboama ene ye hu nipa ahodoa wo yare ni bia wo se etumi etu om so sana ehwe ne so yare titiriu enipa dunson 17 ho ato wo kora eno ye asem a say asem de da ne ye beda nations ne Ghana Health Service ne doctors ne nurses ahodo ahrom nipa dunson ye kasa obi ho ato na ase kire say ifi ase no wo yare ni bi ya hwe no wa yare sabia am say ye san hwe ni widie ni ye test a ye hu yare ni bi wo ni widie eno na doctor for to me can say nipa kro ne ho ato no. That's the definition of a cured case. Emu eduasia nsia 66 bisu wo ho a ya test on first one ye hu bi wo omwidiem by per se san test on biom ne ye sure say ekokora se no nyame ya adom na se ekuna ba bia ehwe a ye de beka sa du enson no ho ema yako eduomiensa about 83 correct about 83 and as at now 17 recovered cases 66 have had a negative test. And we are hoping that when we do their second test, they will also be negative, and that will bring it to about 83. Very good news for us, and we thank the Ghana Health Service and the clinicians, the nurses, and the frontline health workers who are handling all of these for us. Just to give some context very quickly before we move on about Ghana's testing program, our enhanced testing program. We will recall that His Excellency the President gave us a target of trying to get about 50,000 test kits. About 50,000. Today we have picked about 44,421 samples, correct? 44,421 samples as at Saturday, April 11. So what is on the way to the labs is what will bring it to 48. But as at now in the labs, they have samples of 44,000. Now, please pay attention to this. If you want to test how well or how aggressively a country is testing, you look at their ratio of tests to every 1 million of their population. So take Norway. Norway has tested 6,492 people per every 1 million of their population. That's why we say that Norway is the one that is doing the most aggressive testing program, followed by South Korea. They've tested 6,182 per every 1 million of their population. That's why they are set. Australia has done 4,294. Italy has done 3,019. Denmark has done 1,566. Austria has done 1,533. Canada, 1,469. Ireland, 1,359, be number 8. Israel, 1,275. That'll be number 9. Now, over the weekend, where we were was 1,265 per every 1 million of our population in Ghana. That was because at the time, we had tested 37,954. And as is being explained, where we are now, 40,221, will put us at 1,480 per every 1 million of our population. 1,480 if these statistics remain, assuming the other countries are not upping their numbers, which will not be correct because they'll be upping their numbers. But that clearly puts us even within the first about 10 countries that are aggressively testing. So just to put it in context of the kind of testing program, the enhanced testing program that we're talking about, which the president said was therefore making these 2 weeks a very critical period to guide us forward. So Dr. Abuaji, to you and your team and the clinicians, we are very grateful. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, largely, the general public, as a result of the good work being done through mass media and public health education committees at the local level, the general public has been cooperative in observing the measures introduced to fight the pandemic. And as we've mentioned, these include the social distancing protocols, the need to, as much as possible, stay at home, and the preventive etiquette of hand washing and the use of sanitizers. We acknowledge, however, that there's still a good number of persons who have either still not heard or who have not paid particular attention or who just don't believe all that is being said so far about COVID-19. There are some who also hold certain beliefs that are not backed by science. We need to do more to ensure that the word will reach all of these persons. One person alone not observe the measures is a risk to all of us. After all, the virus, as is believed, started transmission from just one person far away somewhere in Asia. So just one person here in Ghana who is not observing, all of us at risk. To this end, we're going to step up local level education from this week, and we'll be respectfully praying the assistance of various groups, traditional rulers, media, and a number of others. I want to, at the second part of our presentation, invite the president of the Ghana Journalists Association. I do understand he's here with executives of GIBA and PRIMPAG, and they are working with us to step up through mass media. We have various legs, but as a first leg, through mass media, step up public and communal education. President Afomoni and your team, if you just join us to give us a quick overview of what you've done so far and how you are going to assist us step up that level of communal education, first using mass media, and then we'll deal with the other legs of it. Please join us up here at the podium.
Honourable Minister, dignitaries, President of PRIMPAG on my left, and Executive Secretary of GIBA on my right, Gloria Aji is the Executive Secretary, and Edwin Atta is the President of GIBA. PRIMPAG. Let me begin by taking a quick inventory of what's happening in the media. A popular TV station, a situational report on COVID-19, which covered a hair-raising spectacle of market women scrambling for tomatoes on a truck which was yet to offload. Then the reporter asked the two men why they would risk their lives by physically mingling and not socially distancing. And one woman said, and I quote, "Minya yara bikra with the sanitizer." And another woman said, and I also quote, "Mi call Italy, Timinyebi." This spine-chilling response underlines the need for the media to scale up their game. Now, Dessa said, we've been strategizing to get the media to do a serious engineering of their programming. Report indicates that in many stations outside Accra, it's business as usual. We see radio and TV stations carrying programs with little or no informative or educational value. So, as the minister said, we are going to move all out to change our programming to ensure they reflect the severity of the pandemic and our readiness to combat it with all intensity and ferocity. We've been organizing programs with the help of the Ministry of Information and the Ghana SS. And apart from OT regions, which we covered, all the regions have had their turn. And reporting it that the training programs went very well, but in certain instances, they were developed by organizational problems. So we believe what will happen in OT will rectify all the challenges identified. We believe that there's a need for more effective collaboration with umbrella bodies of media organizations, IAGJ, PIMPAG, and GIBA. And this will make for coordinated effort at information dissemination. We intend to form a strategic communication team, media strategic communication team. We've done it before. We have a history of conflict, except that in certain instances, that problem has resurfaced in certain areas, but this will not deter us from moving all out to ensure that we win this war against COVID-19. In every war, the confidence to win is a cornerstone of victory, but we believe that by synergistic efforts, by mobilizing all the arsenals at our disposal, we will win this war against COVID-19. My colleagues, Edwin and Gloria, have the liberty to chip in one or two, but I've said it and best repeating that it shouldn't be business as usual. The media should capture the national mood and play a frontal role in the fight against COVID-19. So, Gloria, or Edwin, if there's any. Okay. I thank you.
So, in your kind, no? Okay, maybe more. Your kind say, what do you do? Please.
Your president, a kind say, you know, you said, Yare, a hadrin, a war, Krumha, na and Crawford binum, a war, a dream beer, ya would drink who I won't tell say, bid me feel say, a binum say, to me the normal be as a sigh Yareno. A binum say, just a way to quack one son. What you mean, a Yareni be. Na adwene enye no kre enti won mo a saafo no mo mo sa adwene no ensesa won mo adwene because nye sa enetie and all kinds and central for your work room hano your work Ghana man yes ye say yeboa na de wubo ewo eye COVID-19 hono akonenim dia ye ni say nkran ha Prempad members, GIBA members, DJ members, ye fans, Ghana Health Service for any Ministry of Information for the fantasy bio yasen akọ regions ni nyina aka otinkwa na ye ntinkoye bibia akọ kama nema ba ko na mienu na nko ye nso ye human institution ye gitum ne ye gidi se dia ebekoso wo otino ene be correct all the mistakes and all kase se bibia ye drui ehiama se eya ban through the Ministry of Information in the Ghana Health Service no forming a strategic media communication team and as a tree never had drink media a strategic media communication team made up of all the three groups DJ for Bekaho ye Prepack for Bekaho and Giba for Ebekaho na ya boa ban ewo ni de wo bom na wono ye Jesus say yes information in a more coordinated manner because say they huni say newspaper way na akofa ne de bi we net so no akofa ne de radio for do bia fa ne de ye won namfofo doctor for na wo mo from money identity information na ye de ba bontin no enye coordinated nti yes say abanhwe ne infasa team strategic media communication team ne emra na se ba eni ba ma information na ekọ ya no nya ba ba ko chire kura no megina me president president eni mi nua ba Giba Penny Anam asre mi nua no nsem twofom wo mu se sesiei okun be bia eduro no se na minister for information kan no ayedin kakra because numbers no increase ye be stress yemfa ye front page ento ho yemfa mbodewuro emma COVID-19 we hu akohia efiri se ya nkomodie na ase ebinim nyantiye se ye nkrofo wo nkrase kasa na omu nyanti ase yi ebinim ati ase but omu nim nia e was omu ye to prevent further spread of the virus nti ye be se ye nuanum semtrofo ye ntu ye hu si ho ye fa ye front page ye prime times and emmo de group na ngo hinterlands no na ye didi sese nyina bom sana yare no virus no entumi enko ekire bebre weekend ye atwam mi hu video ase ye nya ehu bi hadwen pa video no se obi eri edimrike atwam na okohia branch bi no so nkrofo bi bechi nti famisi ewu dem na odi ne share ni dim o se me do share me dem di ende wa wani tuo na odi ne share ni o se ma dia tum wo de famisi ko share na odi ne ko share mu no na omo ye ni a omo ye nkrofo na omo di ne chi ne bebo mu omo bebo mu no na obi be ma ni pie na obi som say de no so ye hwehwe ewre bi o se atare se ne watwam we hu na no so mi hu no so o ewrano o se owo quarantine center ana wadwane ana yedi ne chi ye be fa no a de nako krachi no titi ne tirimi say o se me dem ho no mu bi say enti o se wudem woni na bibia se ayo mesre se yembo de rose sabra ye wo mi yenjai new relationships obi a ye nim no yesre moma enu ntwen kakra COVID-19 no ebe nanse ye bo nyame mpa yesre enti moma ye mbode wunti new relationships ehun hia sisi COVID-19 ndi twam na se ehun hia de a betumi go back to this new relationship yesre mo yesre mo se ni bibia ehia pa ye wa bonten wo kroma yesre tinafie na se ne ye wo lockdown ya wo fa kroma kasre nipa bebre ni ade no wo ko kromi won hwe yi a na wo ko hia obi a okura o virus because en teta en nanso yɛsrɛ nti yɛ dewurubɔfoɔ no mɛsrɛ sɛ saa nsɛm wei yɛmfa ink no yɛma ink no nkum yɛnka ɛnka sɛ ɛma obiara te aseɛ sɛ yɛnhwɛ yɛn ho yie a yɛnkora yɛn ho so yie ɛndi nsa hohoro no a yɛde yɛn nsa kekaka yɛnim ne nneɔma nkutahodi yɛkyɛkyia ne adeɛ yɛnhwɛ yie a yɛnkasa daakye bi yɛbɛbrɛ mu yɛn ho kakra a mɛka kyerɛ bi nua nsɛmkyerɛfoɔ no.
So thank you to the GA, to the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association and PRIMPAG. We have already had training sessions nationwide, I think with the exception of the OT region that is about to complete their training, and Western North region, they are about to complete their training. We also made available to the media through this collaboration a database of medical doctors who have been trained by the Ghana Health Service. We beg of you that now is the time to spend time giving the scientists, the doctors, airtime for them to talk science and facts to people. Now is the time to give the airtime and the front pages to the epidemiologists, for them to do more public education. Now is not the time to empower MPP and NDC. We all like politics, but that can wait. Now is not the time for social commentators who purport to know everything about everything. Now is the time to give airtime, front pages to the doctors, to the scientists, to the epidemiologists, for them to talk the science, facts, and guide people. And so we are calling on our colleagues in the media through the GJA, GIBA, PRIMPAG, as we are making the experts available to you. Please talk to your members, let them help us, particularly more airtime, more local languages to get the work to ground. And we're happy at your collaboration. We're happy to look forward to going down some more. Now, the next one, traditional authorities remain a major pillar in securing local level compliance. The Ministry of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs has been drafted in to assist us get the support of traditional leaders in spreading the word and securing local level compliance. Minister Kofi Jamesi is responsible for chieftaincy. Please join us with an update on how you are going about that so that we can get the word to ground.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister of Information, also known as Na de Urubohine of Ghana, Deputy Minister, ladies and gentlemen of the media, our Director General. Paramount chiefs are the arrowheads of traditional authority and therefore has wider reach and influence by virtue of their reference accorded them by their subjects. The threat and the prevalence of the COVID-19 implies an all-embracing approach, but particularly an approach that speaks the language best understood by people in the various traditional areas. The support of traditional rulers, therefore, is much needed at this crucial time, as they are accustomed with all segments of our social structure in the various communities across the country. In other words, every city, every town, every village that you go to in this country, there's a chief. I wish to mention that the president of the National House of Chiefs, Tobia Fede, the 14th, during their first meeting held in March, urged chiefs to play an active role in the fight against COVID-19, especially through educational campaigns. Most of our traditional rulers are abreast with the preventive protocols, and we encourage others to do so to enable their support in educating their subjects to stem the spread of the disease in their various communities. We have also heard from notable traditional rulers, Otumfo Nana Osetutu, the Yana, the Ochenhine, Osumanche, Nana Nkasa Bwedu, just to mention a few who are helping their communities in different capacities to support government expediently fight this deadly pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, there are about 360 paramouncies spread in the country, with traditional councils under them. The country has over 600 traditional councils in the 16 regions. We are engaging the paramount chiefs together with queers and subordinate chiefs to speak and engage the communities in sensitizing their subjects on the COVID-19 and its protocols laid down by government and Ghana Health Service. Some paramount chiefs may also, through our national television stations and other broadcast media channels, make statements and add a voice to that of government, the Ghana Health Service, civil society, religious bodies, and all other well-meaning entities to emphasize the guidelines and protocols that all citizens must observe, as well as traditional practices that should be suspended by traditional practitioners. Queen leaders will be actively involved in ensuring other supports of government, that those supports are distributed equitably and the vulnerable in their respective communities. Also, information, education, and communication materials on the COVID-19 protocols and emergency lines will be designed, printed, and shared to the paramounts to use as part of their sensitization efforts. Paramount chiefs may collaborate with municipal and district assemblies and the approved structures in their jurisdiction. I thank you very much for you. Thank you very much.
I want to say to every for us very quickly.
Very briefly. Akpe, azojina tobe, egba machitrede miapon kumebe, maglonyaka vado nami. So miapo coronavirus, ike va dore miadome, egba, abali miatu minyana, miapo duklola, nana dodan kufuado, edegbepa. So coronavirus yanji, hagbo glombe nanoli, udzebe miawo, ike bena, nimite unumawo, ke ava donya doma, miatu ngakpa vaji. Ikwe nyebe egba, miakugbo be fisha fimi ya, miade mianonu ga, amu mega no ha susumo, ike bena ova defube, ne dolela de la marenchia, okwiva na novia. Nene make udzebe miakloshi, shafi ike ne tuo, adzagba be ne wodovo na kloshi. Alebe coronavirus ama lede ashimuna o. Nene make miakugbo be sanitizer yolia, do ihe azam, alebe ameshama penchina no kokwe. Kenu ivazo nyebe le Ghana dukoma fisha fi kenu ko afiawoli ye Solomon Hao uholi vadushio uholi kule amabubo ta eva hia ba fifia miagere afiaso hama akugbo be neji recovery na miapa fiawo alabo otampong na dumavio wose coronavirus ya goma na de enye na na ike awunama menye na na ike kwa ba waroko na tweko bo mojogere ju na zore ju afina nyaga afọ nu zozo mfifi la fi enye ba na baraka kweko ye detempu mama alo bi matempu gbobe amama odo dzehie ye okplere doyofa ayodonchi o na kakere duko kata moko ke mi akata mi zo amakukuto ta mi ekudam na duko kata be mi ajagbagba coronavirus ya dodoma amashama na senyama to ato wodo enu okata ko dzibo mi awoko mi awo akpena mi.
Minister, thank you. Just two final parts of this social mobilization part. One is to do with some more communication in local languages. I gave some hints earlier. The Honorable Pius Enam Hajide has been leading the effort to ensure that we get a lot more local languages spreading the word. Honorable Pius, please join me with a quick update on that. And then we'll talk about those who are distributing relief items and creating more problems for us. Please join us.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ministers of State, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. To deepen information dissemination on COVID-19 and to carry the entire nation along as our country responds to and combat the deadly coronavirus, the Ministry of Information has engaged the services of the Bureau of Ghana Languages to translate all key communications into local languages. This includes the presidential broadcasts, the Ministry of Information press briefings, and all other policies and major announcements on COVID-19. The Bureau of Ghana Languages has translated these materials into 8 local languages, including Twi, Ewe, Ga, Dagbani, Hausa, Dagari, Nzima, and Kusal. These materials are being made available to all the 10 regional FM stations of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, all the 6 GBT television channels, all radio stations and TV stations across the country as content to support their programming. Radio and television stations are encouraged to use these materials to aid in the efforts at deepening public education and cooperation. The Information Service Department has just completed one of its public education campaign. And ladies and gentlemen, the gentleman in your shot, the one before this, the DIO of one of our districts, on his way back from one of our Vancast public education campaigns, was involved in an accident. We invite you to remember him in your prayers. We also invite you to remember all other field officials in your prayers as they do this work. The earlier mentioned translated materials will further be used by the ISD and its collaborating agencies such as NCCE, private sector assisting organizations, and faith-based organizations that are involved with the public education campaign. These translations into the various local languages will also be deployed across the 30 information centers per district, as the information officers have been tasked to employ as part of the campaign. Whilst expressing country's gratitude to the decentralized and other agencies such as the Ghana Education Service, NADMO, Ministry of Food and Agriculture, the Ghana Revenue Authority, etc., we continue to invite other agencies that have logistics to assist the ISD on the ground to join us do this together. I thank you, Honourable Minister.
Honourable Deputy Minister, thank you for that quick update. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are, as I mentioned, at a critical stage where we need a lot more communal understanding and participation, and that's why we're spending time to rally all of you to assist us in various ways to get the word to the ground. Now, we are also obliged to send a very strong word out at this stage to persons who are distributing food relief packs on why they need to ensure that they don't end up compromising the national effort in the process. First of all, we applaud your service and your intentions. But if you do not ensure social distancing guidance and you don't ensure that they are observed at your distribution points, your efforts will be counterproductive. I want to encourage you to do well to ensure social distancing is observed at your distribution points. The ministries of local government and the ministries of social protection have issued guidelines on how we should go about food distribution distribution of relief packs, you must make an effort to demarcate standing points so that at least that minimum 1 meter or minimum 2 meter gap is observed. If we don't do it and we are people to crowd and scramble, we will rather probably be causing more horizontal infections than the that we are purporting to offer. And so we will be uploading these guidelines on the Ministry of Information platforms and social media handles. We want to ask you to observe them. Just as we're having to close some markets for non-observance social distancing protocols, the state will not hesitate to stop persons who are purporting to offer help but are causing more problems in the process. So we want to encourage you, please do well to observe the social distancing guidelines as have been put by the Ministries of Local Government and Social Protection. I'll quickly move to security and prosecutions, but let me just quickly wrap that up in three. One of my aduane ene mom se omde boanko force yeda mo ase ye ni so de amoye no na mom se mo amomoden anhwe se nipa no ebetete omuntem abra wo de waduane ana bibi ekoma oma wo bewie no kra na wo mo krampo wa mankofo ache yare no krampo a wa ha ye nsin se wo boaye nti ebesre sabre Ministries of Local Government and Social Protection ede nkrato aba kwan ebefa so atumi aduane ache mmoa enkonkofa asemba ebesre ye di ye internet platforms no so any social media yibi na kan na hu kwan abefa so aye ye mpese bedum pempenso ya senia ya toto market bi mu se ye pese nkomoto ye de na nso omo observe social distance omo hwe mani pantiti omo ntaminti ya toto ye mpese bedum pempenso bi ye beka se wonu ma eche aduane ne aboade krampo no ye mo magyae wo ba bi ye mpena te besre mo se mumma afutu about senior nipa to omuntem na nya adwuma na amaya nkwanko dube say ye kase musmunjai. We are in week 3 of the imposition of restrictions in Greater Accra, Greater Kumasi, and contiguous districts. The Ghana Police Service and the Ghana Armed Forces have been running a joint operation to enforce the restrictions if it becomes necessary to arrest persons who are being recalcitrant. This morning, I want to invite ACP Lydia Donko, who is head of prosecutions in the Accra region of the Ghana Police Service, speaking on behalf of other heads of prosecutions in the 15 other regions about how they are now moving towards prosecutions of persons who are being recalcitrant and why you should ensure you don't get into that bucket. ACP, please join us.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Good morning all protocol observed. The general nature of Operation COVID-19 has been a humanitarian one, and the feedback the police administration has been receiving on a daily basis is that people have largely complied with the directives of His Excellency the President and staying at home and not coming out on flimsy excuses for businesses which are not exempt. So the officers and men you see on the road on a daily basis have snap checkpoints, roadblocks, checking movements of people from place to place. They are enforcing the law and also engaging in some form of public education. So we have people in trotros, in buses, when they get the checkpoints, the police officers on the road engage them and advise them on the need to stay safe and also remember all the protocols that are ensured to protect themselves from this deadly virus. However, there are definitely a good number of people who are recalcitrant. People are leaving their homes. People are still having parties. People are going to the beaches. People are having weddings, which are clearly in violation of what the Imposition of Restrictions Act is. So for these recalcitrant people who are failed to comply, the message is that you are going to be dealt with in accordance with the Imposition of Restrictions Act, Act 1012. Such persons have been arrested. After successful investigations, they are being prosecuted. The breakdown is as follows. So far around the country, 406 persons have been arrested. 103 are in custody. 248 have been granted bail, and 41 have been processed for court. I'm going to give the breakdown per region. So in the Greater Accra region, we have a total number of 161 cases. In the Ashanti region, we have 70 cases. In the Volta region, 67 cases. In the Western region, 8 cases. In the Eastern region, we have 6 cases. In the region, we have 31 cases. In the Bono region, we have 20 cases. In the Northern region, we have 9 cases. In the Central region, we have 24 cases. In Oti region, no cases reported. In the Ahafo region, no cases. In the Savannah region, no cases. In the Northeast region, we have 1 case. In the Upper East region, we have 8 cases. Upper East region, 2 cases. And the Western North region, 8 cases. And lastly, in the Bono East region, no cases. The Ghana Police Service wishes to advise the general public once again to comply with all the rules and regulations governing the Imposition of Restrictions Act. All my colleagues, head of legal and prosecutions in all the other regions, have been charged to ensure that they enforce Section 6 of the Imposition of Restrictions Act 2020, Act 1012. And I will state here for emphasis that if you are arrested, you will be prosecuted after successful investigations. And you are found guilty, you are likely to pay a fine ranging from 12,000 Ghana cedis to 60,000 Ghana cedis, or to a term of imprisonment of 4 up to 10 years, or both. So it is in your own interest to comply with the rules and regulations, ensure that you're staying at home. If you are found on the road and the officers are compelling you to go back home, ensure that you do not engage in any resistance with the officers. If you do that, you are going to be arrested, and definitely you will spend time in our custody and you will not be free to go home. So stay at home, stop the spread, and let's stay safe. Thank you.
ACP, thank you for that very quick brief. The police lawyer Oba Penino, any ebedi hun say emra wo hwa ide adwuma ye cassette ne fia emra achiri sabria ye kase Ghana ha nyina pa ahanan ani nsia na police for ache wom say emra ye dia agu akwan mu say omo ntena fia na say mumpie ana say mo nye yie mo nye parties eye di say se woni nkran ne komase a wutumi ye nipa ne mro 25 ayefro ne ade ye nyire nja sorry ye komasarachi ye nya no o match pa had 9 nsia omo de omo ntese dogo bi no abe still o manyu so mbe sabri emu aduanan ko de omo de omo akogina court a omo bo omo ko edu na omo koso se e ma omo form nsanka won ko nkogina court ushia police for na soldier for no omo no di nkomo se da bi san ko fia na ono mbe yi ano yes I do kogina court a waso ebeyeshe papa. ACP, thank you for that quick update. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, shortly, I would invite the minister responsible for communications to give us a quick update on COVID-19 app, as was outdoored yesterday. Before then, we want to deal with stigmatization. It's one of the major challenges generally in disease control and one of the emerging challenges that we are having in our COVID-19 response program in Ghana. In this case, it's the disapproval of discrimination against a person because he or she is thought to have contracted the disease. Now, it has a lot of effects. It makes suspected cases go underground. It makes communities wary of supporting patients or even wary of allowing isolation centers to be put there so that we can support persons even in that community. It makes communities and individuals, or it puts them in a position where they end up just undermining the entire response program. I want to invite Dr. Adjoa Edwin, an advisor to the National Response Team, to speak to the nation at this moment on the challenge we are facing with stigma and what we need to do to reverse it. Doc, please join us with that quick update.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Good morning, and all protocol observed. Just a bit of correction. I'm Ama Edwin, not Adjoa. So basically, we'll be looking at the challenges that we are facing with stigmatization, as the Honorable Minister mentioned. When we talk about stigma, we're talking about a group of people or an individual who is treated differently based on something we perceive as being there's something we don't want to be in touch with or associated with. And in this case, we're talking about COVID-19. So what is happening now is that we have patients who have been diagnosed with COVID-19, we have their families, we have healthcare workers who work in facilities all being stigmatized. And when it happens that we end up labeling them, stereotyping them, discriminating against them, treating them separately, and then they lose their status in the society. Why is this happening? It is happening because COVID-19 is a new disease with a lot of unknowns. When it started in Ghana, it was seen as a burger disease because it was those who had a history of travel who were having it. But now it is in the wider community, and so we need to look at it. The Honorable Minister highlighted some of the impact, and this is what we are seeing in the facilities. I work at the University of Ghana Medical Center, and so we occasionally have patients who come and are not forthright with travel history or history of contact because of stigma. I'll give you an example. A colleague shared with me that she had been managing a woman with hypertension with a group of drugs that can cause cough. Cough is a side effect of what we call the ACE inhibitors or ARBs. So in managing her, the doctor was trying to find out whether she's experiencing a cough. So she asked her, are you coughing and do you have any history of cough? The woman said, no cough at all. So later on the doctor said, okay, when you do cough, let me know because the drug that I've given you can cause a dry cough. He's like, oh, doctor, sir, but the reason why she didn't say so is fear of stigma. She thinks that once I have a cough, I'll be diagnosed with COVID-19. And once you have COVID-19, you'll be stigmatized. So how can we deal effectively with stigma? We know things that work for us. So let's look at a few. We need to build trust in our health system. Stigma often starts from within. All my life I've worked in mental health, and nowhere is stigma emphasized or stigma as real in mental health, where even when you are a practitioner, I remember those days, yes, 96, working at a psychiatric hospital. Even my husband who was stigmatized because his wife worked in the psychiatric hospital. But we also know things that we can do that can fight stigma. So having reliable information is one. We know that regularly the Ministry of Information, together with the Ghana Health Service, the Director General is here, update us with what is happening. So you have to have the know-how, and then we show empathy to people who are being affected. We have a saying that says that if you see your neighbor's beard on fire, you collect water, you fetch water and put it against, not because yours will catch fire too, but in case it catches fire, you have water to douse the fire. We have community spread. We never know who is going to get it. So let's be empathetic to those who have it, so that when you have it, the same way you treat others, you will get the support. But if you stigmatize others, next time it might be you. We also need to understand the disease, and that's why I'm so happy about the education that's being done in various languages. And then we should adopt practical measures that work. But in terms of the bigger picture for all of us, I'm going to talk about 3 things that we can do. Words matter. So we'll first look at the do's and don'ts of stigma. Then do your part. We are all involved, so we all have to do our part. And I'll give a few communication tips to the media. So what are the do's and don'ts? Let's look at some of them. Talk about people who have COVID-19. Don't talk about COVID-19 case. It's not this. The person is the person first. So a patient or a person with COVID-19 or being treated for COVID-19, recovering from COVID-19. We don't want you to say COVID-19 case, COVID-19 suspect, COVID-19 probable. That is stigma generating. You talk about people who are presumptive to have the disease rather than suspect. Because the police officer just spoke. Once we use the word suspects, it's like you've done something wrong. And that is what is in people's. And so what you want to say is that this is a person or a patient who is thought to have COVID-19 or may have it. It's also important that you talk about the fact that, oh, this person traveled and contracted the disease rather than he traveled and brought the disease to Ghana. One of the things the media will do, they go so much always looking for a zero, the index case, and tracing them. Why is that so important? It is here. We need to look at how we can manage it. It's very important that you don't talk about people infecting others. Super spreads. It's a word that is bundled often. But once you identify a person or a group of people as super spreaders, you are stigmatizing the whole community, not just the person. Do share accurate information, tested information. I personally am so sick and tired of people saying, I didn't generate it, I just forwarded it. If you hit the forward button, it means you are testing to it. The worst is people who don't even read what they are forwarding. What is the essence? What you want to do is to make sure that the information you are sharing is true, it's empowering, it will help people deal with what they are going through, it will not generate fear and anxiety in people. We also need to talk about the effectiveness of preventive measures when done. Stay home. Keep social distancing. Avoid touching your mouth, your eyes, and nose. So the acronym is avoid touching men. The acronym is an acronym. Avoid touching your mouth, your eyes, and your nose. M-E-N, men. Avoid touching men. It's actually acronym. That is stigma. Hey, my director general says that is stigma. I'm in trouble. Okay. But so these are some of the do's and don'ts can do. Do your part. We all have a role, whether you are in government, whether you are a civil society member, whether you are a media, whether you are a key influencer. There are things that we need to do. I've already talked about the fact that when you are sharing information, share facts, share what is true, what is empowering, what they encourage people. Don't highlight the negative so much. Let's engage the social influencers and community members. You know, people who will be readily listened to if they start to speak. We need to amplify the voices and stories of people who have been through it. And there are people who have been through it, ranging from medical doctors to business people to the ordinary person. These are narratives we can tell. These are stories we can share, because you get to know that most of the people who do get these disease recover. Most people get mild disease. Many people get asymptomatic disease. They don't even know. So the percentage or the proportion that get moderate to severe disease is not the majority. We talk about that, but let's highlight the positive stories. Let's start hero campaigns when we've seen people who have overcome odds, especially in line of COVID-19. Let's highlight these things. Let's honor our caretakers and our health workers and our frontline workers. I work in UGC, which is a treatment facility. I wear PPEs, I do that. But sometimes, you know, even within the community, in hospitals, I'm not talking about my hospital, but you work in a place that is solely for COVID-19, you go home, people see you differently, you interact, people see you differently. Let's focus on ethical journalism. You know your ethics, you know the stories you're supposed to spread. Let's focus on that, and let's link people up to services. One of the things that is being done, and the Honorable Minister forgot to mention it when he was talking about people, is the Ghana Psychological Association has been providing psychosocial support. The numbers out there. So if you are anxious, if you're worried, if you feel stigmatized, if you feel discriminated against, just call any of the numbers and you will get help. And in terms of communication, let's not spread misconceptions. Let's not spread rumors. Let's not spread things that will bring fear into our society. Let's correct misconceptions, and let's promote the importance of prevention. We can fight, we can win this. Kakra me pese meka otwi mansa na matena se. Yare ya abaya ye friend COVID-19. Enye eniwudie. Ukonya enye se boni bi na waye. Se wutu kwan po na ni nti wunya baya. Enye wo mfon so wan tu kwan se ukogye re na ba na wode abesane enkrofo. Enti wunya yare yi bia me pa cho enfant na fi ko hospital free line because se ye hu ntma eni betumi aboa ba ye nim se the way ya enkrofo eye ni nti ebinum nya yare na no mo pese o mu disma because ebia obeko hospital ye beje na to ho no nsiesie nechi anase na ebusuafo recently kan ebi ose store obi enya bi wo ho nti na ebusuani bi edidwa enkrofo mbeto ade e wo ho bi omo to store dum nti me pa cho social media nyoma bebre wo ho enye bibia wo nsaka ene o se wo forward epinum wo ho kra de na omo fadi nupo omo nkan ye ne yesesa nkrofo ya yese na we ya yese ye na ye ma yare no ye ased ya ne ye ni wudie ye stigmatizing inti nipa kro no obi po a onka oba hospital so a onka no kra inti ye pa mo cho enkenka omo wo media no se mudi nkrofo oba mo fa nkrofo mo betumi abekasa na mo betumi achichi ye nre mo betumi ahye ye nkran mo betumi ama oman na tumpo na kase se yare wunye bikura ensro because nyoma bebre wo ho a ye betumi aye ne ye di aboa na mijedi pa se ye nyina ye mu na ye yafam ne ehu se ye wo community metumi nya bi nya se me ye ejuma wo hospital nko na metumi because hospital no oho na me wo no minim so mo a omo hwe me sure mo no de omo yare ni bi nti me bo mo me ho ba but say bi a haya ye we anase wo kokrom anase wo bebi obi wo ho na oni bia metumi nya bi nti na o se ye nyina ye si ya dream pise yare obi nya bi emma ye nhemi no ye nhuro no ye mpam no ye nye no ha o si ye ka hu bom o se ye kire nuado ye kire ya nuado erade atum ye betumi overcome this. Thank you.
I'm not charging for the hand sanitizer. Sorry.
Now you buy me.
Thank you, Dr. Ajua Edwin.
Edwin.
Dr. Ama Edwin, thank you. Forgive me. It's corona pressure. Just to put a few things in perspective, I think I've already noticed a number of news websites reporting that we have mentioned here that 10 persons have died. I'm not too sure if it's because somebody misspoke or they misheard us. Just to be clear, Dr. Abuaje's data is that 8 persons have died. So our colleagues in the media who are writing online, please make that correction. 8 persons have died. But 70 persons have been cured. That means they've tested negative after the second, 2 negatives after treatment. 2 negatives after treatment. Okay. So 17 persons have been cured. That means they've tested negative twice after going through treatment. There are 66 others who have gone through treatment and have tested the first negative, and we are in the process of getting them their second test. Fingers crossed they will also test negative. And that is what would hopefully eventually bring our numbers to 83. We haven't said 83 people have recovered. Please. We have said 17, and then we have said 66 who have gone through a first negative test. And eventually, if hopefully we get the second test also negative, that is what will bring us to 83. So our colleagues in the media, please help us to get that context right. Now, Dr. Ama Edwin spoke about the spread of false or inaccurate information on social media, sometimes with the excuse that, I just forwarded it as I received it. Indeed, last night you saw some fabrications going around that our case comes around 1,000 and something. We'll deal with those ones later. But let me just read a section of Act 755. Hopefully your future prosecution numbers will include this. Act 755, the Electronic Communications Act 2008, Section 76. A person who by means of electronic communication service knowingly sends a communication which is false or misleading and likely to prejudice the efficiency of life-saving services or to endanger the safety of a person, a ship, aircraft, vessel, or vehicle, commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of not more than 3,000 penalty units or to a term of imprisonment of more than 5 years or both. A person is taken to know that a communication is false or misleading if that person did not take reasonable steps to find out whether the communication was false, misleading, reckless, or fraudulent. Subsection 2 does not apply to the operator or provider of the network or service over which a communication is sent. Later, I also read the provisions of spreading false news with the view to cause fear and panic. There are laws in this country against these. You will not be excused by saying, I didn't know, I was just sharing it, I was just forwarding it, especially when, with great respect, the same phone on which you are sharing, if you just went to the Ghana Health Service website or the Ministry of Information website, the same phone and data, you will get the accurate information. You will not be excused for spreading the fake one and saying, you didn't know. So we'll come to a bit of these later. Honorable Minister for Communication, since we are talking about communication, please join us and tell us about the COVID-19 app, after which the clinicians and the first responders have a quick word for us, and then we'll take questions and answers. Honorable Minister.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And before I come to the app, I'd like to share a few things about what the communication sector is also doing to assist and fight against COVID-19. The telecoms companies have all zero-rated, i.e. they provided the service at no cost to customers who browse all educational sites and all websites for the Ghana Health Service and Ministry of Information. So if you go to the Ghana Health Service website, you're not using any data. If you seek information from the Ministry of Information's website, you're not using any of your data. It has been zero-rated and it is for free. They're also providing support with the emergency numbers 112 and 311 to help the fight against COVID-19 and all the other emergency numbers that are being used by the Ghana Health Service. As you're all aware, data usage has also increased dramatically during this period of lockdown, and there is congestion on all the networks, and so the quality of telecom services to the general public has been affected by this. I say the traffic jams have moved from the streets online. And so the President has directed that the ministry, the NCA, should give more bandwidth, more spectrum at telcos during this period for free, and that has been done. Fortunately, we have only a limited amount of spectrum currently available, and that has been given to the two telcos that are bearing the brunt of it, Vodafone and MTN. Airtel Tigo has sufficient spectrum, and so Vodafone and MTN have been giving the additional spectrum for 3 months, because we do need to reserve some for emergencies like this, and so we can't give it them permanently. So they've been giving it to use for the next 3 months for free, and hopefully that would help reduce the pressure on their networks. We can also help further by changing our online behavior a little bit. If you don't have to make a video call, don't make a video call, or call on WhatsApp or any of these platforms. Make your normal phone call. It will go through, but you conserve the data that you use. Let's limit the downloads of movies and music and stuff like that. We already have some saved
on our phones. TVs are also working. Let's see how we can utilize the available mediums that we have to reduce the pressure on the scale, the data that we have. And now, maybe it's time for you to read that book that you've put aside for a long time. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with using data, but let's see how we can also modify our use of data to see that we can conserve it. The ministry is also working with Start Times, using the 300 digital satellite villages, digital villages project to screen free educational content for all our students in the village. As you may recall, in 2008, this project donated 6,000 decoders, 600 projector TVs, and 300 TV sets, which are all solar powered, to 300 villages around the country to facilitate digital communications. That infrastructure is being utilized with the Ghana Education Service to showcase the Ghana Learning TV so that our children that are at home can also use this project. We're also working to establish virtual offices for some 300,000 public sector workers utilizing our Smart Workplace project. There currently are 20,000 workers already using it, which makes it possible for them to work virtually, securely, from home. And government business has worked. We don't know how long this is going to last. We hope it won't take very long, but if it does, we also have to explore other ways of using technology to facilitate our government-to-government citizen engagement. And this is a secure platform that the ministry is working with the Ministry of Finance to make available to all MDAs. I'll use this medium to urge the chief directors and heads of agencies to answer simple questionnaires that we've already sent to them, so that we can position them and put them on this platform to enable them to work. It would also enable them to have meetings through audio or video conferencing. And the connectivity can be anywhere, anytime, and on any device. PCs, laptops, tablets, and on smartphones as well. And the telcos have also zero-rated this service, and so we can use the Smart Workplace platform for free while this period lasts. We're also using technology to assist the Ghana Health Service to fight the coronavirus pandemic. And on 23rd March, His Excellency the President signed the Executive Instrument 63 on establishment of emergency communications services. Now, that has already is being set up with telecoms companies using the metadata behind our phone communications. It is not collecting the content of anybody's communication. We're not interested in who is saying what to whom or who is sending which message to whom. We don't even know who, we don't have the names of anybody. We're just using the phone numbers and the locations to be able to assist the Ghana Health Service track incidents of this virus and to enable them target their interventions more accurately. Now, the COVID-19 symptom tracker is also an easy-to-use digital tool that's designed to help people self-report their symptoms and assess their health situation for COVID-19 risk. As Dr. Edwin indicated, people are reluctant to even tell whether or not they're facing or experiencing any of these symptoms. But through the app, can give the accurate information anonymously, just giving their phone numbers and their locations. That information will be analyzed and will be given to the health service, who would know which areas are having symptoms that are akin to the virus symptoms, to enable them send the contact tracers to those areas, to those locations, and take the samples of those who've sent in their responses. It is not providing general information about the virus. There are lots of resources already available, and we wanted a simple to use tool which anybody at all could utilize to report their symptoms. The data is also encrypted, so no personal information, name, ID, or address is recorded on the platform. However, it will record the people's GPS location as they move. The launch was held yesterday, and I must thank the musicians who also performed for free to lift up the spirits of those of us in lockdown and educate the public through music as well. People are questioning why we had a virtual concert to launch this app. But I think that the musicians also saw it as an opportunity for them to also give something back. Those are the skills that they have. And the feedback we've indicates that quite a lot of people appreciated the performances, and through that they also learned a bit. And I can report that as at this morning, there are 16,000 downloads already, even though it's just through the web link on Android. And the reports on it are interesting. About 100 of those have reported symptoms which are likely to be corona-related. So we'll pass on that information to the Ghana Health Service. So out of the 16,000 plus, we have 100 that are of interest that would make it easier for them to target and locate. Now I'll encourage everyone to also utilize the app. And we're working with the Apple Store to make it available on Apple. But the information we got was that many of the smartphones in this country are Android based. And so we figured that by making it available for Android users quickly, we would reach a larger population as quickly as possible, while we worked with the App Store to also make that available. It is Ghana specific. Interested in what is happening in our country. I know there are others that are looking globally and collecting that information globally. But yedi yefie asem. We're interested in tracking the virus in our country. And so it is specifically designed for use within Ghana to help us to collect the data as quickly as possible and zero in on possible areas of interest so that we can work on that. It is not just for those who have smartphones. We recognize quite a number of our people have YAM phones, and so it has USSD capabilities as well. If you dial *769#, somebody will receive that call and lead you through the steps to answer the simple questions to let us know whether or not you may be having symptoms that are likely to be corona related. So we would encourage all of us to work together using the simple tools that we have at our disposal. They are domesticated. They are designed for our own circumstances to help us all to stay safe together. This is not the time to fight each other. Let's all come together to fight the virus. And if anybody has any suggestions as to how we can improve the setup, all those suggestions are also welcome. Okay. Pamcho said maka brofono tromono sanofumfum kakra mekatwi na mfancheme. Kakra meka ye ne se your Ministry of Communications any your juma your no any telecoms companies ni agencies anyone ye juma no mo so mo kakra wa mo ye dia boa coronavirus or how ya abeyi ne se websites are yedi esi ho se yedi bebo dawuru afa sa virus yi ho aye Ministry of Information and Ghana Health Service apomudin as any Ministry of Health apodin asua for no wa ubekọ ho bia no wo use data telcos na ye say ubekọ ho a zero rated ho ka bia inti dawuru bia na information bia beba benya any of those websites no free. yɛhwɛ yɛn phone so a ɛm sɛ da bia network bi a wɔwɔ so bia ɔmo de simple messages bi bɛto so ɛbɔ yɛn kɔkɔ ɛbɔ yɛn kaeɛ sɛ nneɛma a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛyɛ obiara a ɔwɔ phone use networks ɛwɔ ɔman mu ha biara ebedi adanseɛ sɛ da bia networks ne ma yɛn saa messages no nso ɔmo nye yɛn sika biara ɛwɔ ho emergency numbers na yɛde aba ɛyɛ 112 ɛne 311 ɛne deɛ ɛwɔ efi ne so wɔ m'akyi ne nyinaa no ɛno nso so wokɔ hɔ no mo wofrɛ saa number na ɛno nso wommɔ ho ɛka biara na yɛn nyinaa mpanin aka sɛ yare yi ɛnanteɛ na yɛn na yɛnante yɛde ekyi no nti yɛntena fie ne nyo yɛwɔ fie no yɛyusu yɛn data no mo amanfoɔ ɛwɔ yɛn phone ne so nti nka traffic bɛwɔ kaa kwan so no sisi a ɛnam yɛka ne sɛ online yɛka ne sɛ otwi abɛɛfo ntentan ne so ɛne na ɛnam traffic ne kɔ abɛɛfo ntentan no ɛso nti mampanin aka sɛ yɛne wɔn ntena ase ne yɛhwɛ kwan ɛba so a yɛbɛtumi ama ɔmo atumi atrɛ ɔmo mfidie ne mu na atumi aduru amanfo atumi ayusu mie pipe ne mu kakra na ɛkwan mɛdɛm kakra na traffic jam no ɛnkɔ fam kakra nti yɛama wɔn spectrum kakra yɛde afɛm wɔn na ɔtwe bosome mmiɛnsa yi a esi yɛnimi sɛ ɔmo nhwɛ sɛ bɛboa ɔmo nnwumakuo no na ɔmo nso wɔn ho ahare wɔn kakra na sɛ nipa dodoɔ na eyisu yɛn phones yɛn computers ne adeadeɛ nti pressure aso nti ɛhɔ akyere kakra nti yɛbɛsrɛ sɛ yɛn na nso yɛnhwɛ kwan a yɛbɛtumi afa so a yɛbɛboa wɔn na wɔn ho nso ahare wɔn kakra nti adeɛ a wobɛtumi afa telephone ankasa afrɛ no fa telephone ne frɛ mɛnyɛ whatsapp call mɛnyɛ video call yɛhu yɛn adɔfo anim a ɛyɛ nanso yɛn susu yusu no saa na ɛma yɛn free data ne app na sɛ bibi ehia paa sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ yɛ no yɛkɔ ana nkwankɔ akɔtɔkɔ ɛwɔ yɛgusoa ne wɔn edi nkitaho ahwɛ kwan a bɛfa so a wɔn bɛ services no ɛbɛboa yɛn nyinaa na baako a saa yare yi akyerɛ yɛn ne sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ yɛapɔmuden nhyehyɛ no yɛhyɛ mu ɛkena ɛna yɛn abɛɛfo ntentan telecoms nhyehyɛ ne nso so ɛno nso so yɛhyɛ mu ɛkena sepa na ntumi nto anamɔ a ne nkɔmmɔdie no wɔbɛdi ne mfram nti saa infrastructure ne nso so ɛwɔ sɛ yɛhyɛ mu ɛkena nti saa adwumadie no yɛbɛhwɛ na yɛayɛ yɛne times ɛne Ghana Education Service nso project na yɛyɛ 2018 na ɛde 6,000 decoders 600 projector TVs akɛseɛ ɛne 300 TVs ɛkɔ 300 nkurase nkuro nketewa around Ghana no yɛyusu saa infrastructure no ne yɛde aboa yɛn mmabun ne yɛn nkwalaa na wɔn de esuadeɛ ɛwɔ Ghana Learning TV no so ɛmi sɛ nnekura mi hu sɛ DSTV nso ɛwɔ so a ɛne GTV nyinaa wotumi kɔ hɔ nom a wotumi nya saa Ghana Learning TV no wasuadeɛ abɛfo ɛkwan so na yɛboa na aban adwumayɛfoɔ nso so wɔn atumi atena fie sɛ ɛba sɛ wɔsi na fie ne ɛkyɛ a wɔn atumi atena fie na wɔn ayɛ adwuma ɛde kita ho no safely a ɛwɔ haw biara mmerɛ wɔn adwuma no anaa korankorɛ no anaa wɔn nkɔmmɔdie no a wɔn die no na ama abɔ yɛn ɛyɛ secure platform ho sɛ dɛm sɛ ntwi saa namontuo no na adebɔnyɛfoɔ ntumi ankɔbɔ awura mu ɛnhu nti minim sɛ other platforms wɔ hɔ bɛyɛ secure platform a yɛ bambɔ nhyehyɛeɛ wɔn ho nyinaa yɛayɛ nti wodi dwuma wɔ hɔ a sɛ oni oni no ete w'anim a wɔn no edi nkitahodie nti yɛn documents a yɛde kɔ ba ne nyinaa ntra nkɔ abɔnten kasa na yɛka ne nso enyu nkogu baabi foforo ɛne mfoni na yɛyi wɔ so ne nso so bambɔ nhyehyɛeɛ ne nyinaa pɛpɛɛpɛ wɔn ho yɛpɛ sɛ bɛyɛ 300,000 public sector workers ɛyɛ nnwuma ku ɛwɔ yɛ ministries departments the agency no etumi use saa platform yi ɛde yɛ adwuma nti yɛ Ministry of Finance ɛyɛ ho nhyehyɛ mɛfa sɛnya yi so ama chief directors any heads of agencies ne nyinaa send one questionnaires bi ɔmo mfa mmerɛ yɛn na yɛntumi ɛnhyɛ aseɛ na yɛnyɛ nhyehyɛ no na ɔmo ntumi nyɛ adwuma ɛwɔ device biara so either on laptops on computers on tablets anaa on smartphones ne nyinaa etumi yɛ adwuma ɛwɔ baabiara ɔwɔ biara nhyehyɛ yi nso telecoms no ɛnyɛ yɛn ho esika na yɛtumi ayɛ saa nhyehyɛ no yɛpɛ sɛ yɛfa abɛɛfo kwan so ɛboa yɛn apɔmuden aso yɛyɛfoɔ nso no mutumi ɛyɛ nhyehyɛ a ɛbɛboa na yɛhu sɛnea yare yi ɛtene ɛfa enti mampani ɛde ne nsa ahyɛ kataa bi ase sɛ ɛma yɛntumi si yɛne telecoms companies ne bɛtase ne yɛayɛ emergency communication system bi ɛbɛboa ɛno mu bi ne yɛde app yi bɛdwa ɛnura Ghana COVID-19 symptom tracker application ɛno nyɛ apɔmuden ɛnhyehyɛ dɛ rubɔ so no ne yɛpɛ sɛ ankorankora na wo ho dodo watu kwan bi aba ne obi a wanya saa yare ni bi ɛsan wotiri mu ntene wo papa ayamhyehyɛ kakra wo mu sɛ anhwɛ ayare menya bia na nya bia wokɔ hɔ no mu a ebisa simple questions bi o answer na yɛtena akyire ne yɛhwɛ a na ase wo betumi aba contact with saa yare bia na akyerɛ wo ne wo ba abe yɛde information na ma apɔmudenfoɔ na wakyerɛ wo telephone number wo location to wote hɔ mesrɛ sɛ mo use Ghana Post digital address no ɛno deɛ bi deɛ bɛba wo fie pɛɛ ana wo ni bi na kyerɛ yɛn baabi a wɔ na apɔmudenfoɔ no contact us ne bɛba wa na ase no mo aba abeyi wo sample ni bi no mo akɔ hwehwɛ mu ahwɛ sɛ ampa we are ni bi wanya bi ana sɛ yɛ resource ne na wonya bi a wakoma atɔ yɛm when bi nso so a yaba abɛfa wo ne ama wo ayare sa yabɛhwɛ wo yare no ama wo nti ɛno nyo na ɛba bɛhu na watenetene ne nsa bi ato so ɛpo n'ani akyerɛ wo na yɛayɛ wo han we deɛ waa ne wo phone na wafra wo nipa ko no onim wo telephone number ne baabi a wo nko ana wo hia yehu a yabɛhwɛ wo ne wabusuafo ne nyinaa wo ne wɔn ti efie yɛ mu no yɛteki wɔn sample no yɛyɛ ma Ghana nti yɛnim sɛ deɛ yɛasetena mu esitie nti yɛayɛ simple app a obiara betumi yɛnya ha ne yɛba bɛyi nkonya bi anaa yɛba bɛ dandandan yɛ ho ɛyɛ simple to use application yɛnim sɛ ɔmo use Android phones ne so dɔɔso ɛsen ɔmo use iPhones no nti yɛhyɛ aseɛ with Android iPhone deɛ no yɛyɛ ho nhyehyɛ na wɔtwe bɛkɔ awiye no na nhyehyɛ no asi na ɛnora yɛ launch yɛ bɛpem anapɛi no na nipa apem ahesia saa na yɛka no 1600 apem ahensia apem ne ahensia sɛm kan sɛm ano funfun ma mo fa nkyɛn 16,000 empim dunsia thank you and I download fee enra launch enra nwumre launch bepim ana pay empim dunsia and I download asend one information ye nhwehwemu ne nso so beye ne akire na omo wo symptoms yebetumi edi akire nti ye design information ne be ma apomudfo tinya afi ne yeba behwe empim dunsia nyina akira kwan ye hu se ohapɛ na ye of interest no ma apomudinfo no won ho hare won ne yetumi ho direct ne ye ne won akodi further nkita ho. That's the beauty or a app yi enho ne ma ne ye anika no eno no eboa yen ma yetumi sone so kakra me yehu ne ehia pa no na yakohwe mu nti ye beboa se ne ye nye dio kasa o kan won phone so ana data o send ana mfoni a obu ne hia yen phone nankasa number any baby a oni ne wo no ehun ne hian ti yenya saa information ye ne ka eno ho a eboa apomudinfo no no mia 0 in straight away ewo baby a how no anhwe a ebi wo no ye besre mamnisi ye nyina ye ntena fie se ehun hia pa se ye kokromu a ye ntena fie yare ni nan yen ne yedi chi wan konsoso a konkofa yareboni bia emme fie emme hawoni wosuafo utu fie a wote wade so or how bia emba nti we can't overemphasize it when so nya sikafo yare ana ehiafo yare ana akesefo ana atiatiafo ana tuntumfo ana akokofo etumi sai obia nti nhyehyai na yede agu akwam ye besere ye nyina se ye mane ye hiasem na ye niso na ye mwa ye nyina hu ye hu na mframaboni baby efiri ba ye no sanko ye nyina ye hu hare ye edamos.
Honorable Minister, thank you. I think one of the good things about the period in which we are is that we are all being forced to become bilingual. I think it's to take your questions and to respond. For those in our press pool who, because of social distancing, are not there, you are on the WhatsApp platform. You can please send your questions in if you have done them already, and we'll designate one of your colleagues to read out your questions. For those who are here, we'll take your questions. Just before I do that, is our quarantine facility still open? Is the mandatory quarantine facility still open, or has everybody been exited at this point in time? Dixon from National Security, please join me with a quick answer to that one. And then the first responders. I understand that the first responders made up of the clinicians in the hospitals who are taking care of our colleagues who have tested positive, and those in the ambulances, they have a quick word for us. Mrs. Zakaria, please ready, very quickly. And then if I see your indication by hand, I invite you to ask your question. Dixon, very quickly. The quarantine is still open. Where are we on that one?
Okay. Honorable Minister, thank you so much. So the Honorable Minister for Information, Honorable Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Honorable Minister for Communication, and Queen Mother for Achim Mesuyem. I hope I'm correct. Thank you. Honorable Minister, we met here about 21 days ago on the 24th day of March 2020, and I informed this August Assembly that we had launched a special national security operation dubbed Operation COVID Safety, which was conceived and launched pursuant to the President's own directive to the national security community that we constitute an operation to support the Ghana Health Service to do three things: testing, tracing, and treatment. The first major task of the Joint Task Force was the mandatory quarantine of arriving passengers, travelers, and cases from outside of our borders. The operation, as you well know by now, was a resounding success to our fight to defeat the virus. Ladies and gentlemen, we have completed a large-scale infection and fumigation exercise of all holding facilities used for the national quarantining program to ensure that each of them is quite safe and indeed 100% safe for public use. We have made a very aggressive effort to go around each of them to verify the extent of fumigation, extent of disinfection, and we're satisfied that that effort has been properly also executed. It's a commitment that, Mr. Minister, we made through the holding facilities, and it's a promise our government intends to really keep. Now, over the last 2 weeks, many of you have noticed, for instance, that the Operation COVID Safety Joint Task Force had also taken notice, just like all of us, of the emergence of fake and doctored videos, and as well as old videos, incidents of security operations that had no bearing with the current lockdown situation, thereby attracting very adverse public uproar and things like that. Now, Operation COVID Safety stepped up public engagement and community affairs program, the PACE program, to disabuse the public mind, and that also was very, very successful. We actually want to send a word of caution to those who engage in those mischievous behaviors, that creating and disseminating fake videos is a serious crime. And it's a serious crime, like the Honorable Minister rightly said, under the Electronic Communications Act. So in very few isolated cases that we have seen excesses, or which have been reported to us, we have taken the urgent steps of withdrawing those members of personnel from the front lines and investigating the matters that have been called also into issue. We would want to assure the Ghanaian populace that at this moment, what we are doing with the operation is that simple. We are changing gears. We want you to know that we're taking the President's instructions seriously. Stay at home. This is a mantra from the operation. Stay at home for us while we stay at work for you. Stay at home for us while we stay at work for you. And with that, I'd want to end by just reiterating the President's own mantra that these are extraordinary times. All of us have a role to play. We must endeavor to observe the social distancing and the hand-washing protocols. We must also wear the face mask. And when we are out, please that mask be on you. And we encourage all of us, including those that we have control over, those who work with us, those who are with us, to also do the same, to wear the face masks, to sanitize their hands, to maintain the social protocols of social distancing. Thank you so much.
Dixon, thank you for that quick word from National Security. Yes, while you do that, Professor Zakaria, a quick word from the first responders, particularly those in the ambulances. Please share it with us, and then we'll take the question.
Yeah. Honorable Minister of Information, Honorable Minister of Communication, Honorable Minister of Chieftaincy Affairs, and all other protocols observed. From the National Ambulance Service perspective, we want to bring to the attention of the general public that as far as the fight against COVID-19 is concerned, it's a shared responsibility. And because we are an interface between community and the hospitals, I really want to emphasize the role everybody has to play as far as this is concerned. Before I do that, I just want to mention that of all the cases that have been mentioned, over 270 of them had to be moved from one location to the other by the ambulance service because of one medical condition or the other. And out of this, the breakdown is as follows. Up 235 are in Greater Accra, 10 in Kumasi, we have 8 in the northern region, 1 in Upper West, 2 in Upper East. We had some 9 suspected cases in Savannah, fortunately all negative. Then naturally we have 1 central region as well. Now, what we need to also understand is that the origin of these patients are from hotels 118, hospital 64, residence 80, FM stations 2, police station 5, and immigration office 1. Now let me just explain what this whole fight is about, so that once we understand that, we know what to do. Now, as far as COVID-19 is concerned, it's now considered a crisis, which is a mass casualty incident. And this is what we call biological mass casualty incident, or biological MCI. Now, the reason we continue advocating for stay at home is this. Even in the most advanced countries, their health structure is not able to cope. And what happens is that if you have so many people falling sick at the same time, to seek health care, you know the limited number of doctors, limited number of nurses, paramedics definitely will not be able to cope. And so when they talk about flattening the curve, it means that the lesser you attend the health facility, the better the health facility is able to cope. So by staying at home, it means that practicing social distancing is trying to flatten the curve. And when that happens, that will really go a long way to slow the rate of transmission of the disease. Now, anytime you hear that a COVID-19 case has been confirmed, it means that someone in the community who was harboring the SARS-CoV-2 has transmitted it to another person. So it's advisable to stay at home so that at least we all help to slow the rate of transmission. Now, coming back to the role everybody has to play, for the community with information, the reason is that the paramedics will have to attend to all cases. But if you don't help them get the necessary information so that they take the necessary precautions, they are likely to be the source of transmission. For example, if you have to transport a case that is COVID, but because of hiding the information, the patient is transferred like an ordinary case. You are jeopardizing and risking the life of everybody involved in the treatment. The other thing we need to know is that we really don't have the capacity, just like the other countries. On Sunday, the first air transport of COVID case was done. And this was a case from Bolga to Tamale and to Accra. Just to let you know, this patient needed to be on oxygen throughout. The patient's condition was such that she was oxygen dependent. Anytime the patient was off oxygen, the saturation was 85%. And oxygen, it shot up to 99%. What it means is that this patient didn't have this care, we would have lost the patient. So just to press the point that once we stay at home, we're going to reduce the number of people who are going to be sick. If we don't, and many people get sick at the same time, our health system is going to get overwhelmed, and there's no way we can cope. So when they say stay at home, it means that you're trying to help. If you don't stay at home, you are becoming an enemy of the state, because it means you are part of the problem. Therefore, it is not advisable to go out when it is not necessary. The other reason we need to emphasize is this. When the paramedics arrive, you should know that once they are protecting themselves, they are supposed to provide a face mask to the patient as well. So I just want you to know that a lot of the resources will also be needed in the pre-hospital setting, because apart from paramedics protecting themselves, when they arrive to attend to a patient, as part of best practices, it means the patient will have to wear a face mask to prevent the patient coughing and sneezing on the health care attendants, and also to ensure that we don't transmit the disease. So this is just in a nutshell to let you know that a lot is happening behind the scenes, and there's a lot of pressure even on the pre-hospital care attendants. And this one advice to our health facilities. I'll give you an incident that happened, which was very unfortunate. A hospital called the paramedics to come for a suspected case. They came to the patient, all right, but the hospital was not patient enough to allow for arrangement to be made at the treatment center. They forced the paramedics to take this patient. The paramedics took the patient to the isolation center, only to get there to realize that the beds were full. When they were returning the patient to the hospital that called for the service, they refused to allow the ambulance in, and they closed their door. I just want you to understand that we should treat COVID cases as if they are cast, or maybe as if they have some serious disease that is not curable. They've just talked about stigmatization. I'm not going to repeat that, but just to let you know that we all have a role to play. And to also understand that there must be collaboration and cooperation. When a patient is already receiving care at a hospital and it's a suspected case, please don't be in a hurry to send the patient away. Let all the necessary arrangements be made. When a bed is available, then we move the patient. In that case, we'll all be helping to contain the situation. So before I end, I just want to add that so far, no organization has done any donation to the National Ambulance Service. It's because you think we don't need the PPEs. We do. We even do need them more. Because when we go to a patient, we have to give the patient a face mask to wear. So if you have any donations, please, we are still available. Thank you very much. Okay, fortunately, I'm supposed to translate in 1 minute this in my dialect, which is Sonja. Nana, Burana, Anya Kunyega, Anya Sanan Kang Benyefene, Koleka Bere, Kamekole Phoebe, Amsa, Anya Kolobenina, Beba Obnye Buando, Fobai Fuller, Ketadagan and Kubal Parame Pointla, Nimulon Adagan Foba Febuto, Foba Nukumu, Fentin Tan Sarkasa, Amsakusanya Sanan Kanganana, Asan Kusunga.
So how do we thank you in your language? Thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to take your questions and provide answers at this point in time. Just to quickly mention that as we are now getting a lot more public education, those in communities that are rejecting isolation centers being put up there, you understand that we all have to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. At our next briefing on Thursday, the Ministers for Trade, Energy and Finance will join us with some more details of the President's instructions and how they are implementing them there. But we continue with the mantra that be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Concerned, but don't panic. follow the instructions, stay at home, stop the spread, and let's all stay safe. I'll take the first 3, and then we will take another batch. Yes, sir. Kojo?
I'm Kojo from TV. Honorable, please permit me, I have 4 questions. One on the COVID tracker, education and security and emergency numbers.
Very quickly.
So on the COVID tracker, the minister explained very well how that works, but then we are asking how safe, because when you're downloading the app, it asks for so many permissions on your phone. And these days we know how people can really hack into your system and work with such apps. So please, how safe is the app? Because at the back end, there are so many permissions being asked when you are downloading.
So how safe is it?
Yes, please.
Let's go to the next one.
And then the emergency numbers, the 112 and 311, how can the deaf community benefit directly because they can't make calls on these numbers? And then the third one, the online and e-learning platforms. It seems we did not take into consideration persons with disability or children with special needs. Are there any arrangement for such children who are home visual impaired and then hearing impaired? And then with security, we're getting reports that some police officers are still not getting their stipend and then food on the field. This may demoralize them. And then some beneficiaries of the food being distributed, you know, some dry food. Are they being...
some eat what?
Dry food. I mean, the food that some have special cases, special
so
diet.
those with
special
diet
issues?
okay,
Sure,
right.
thank you very much.
Special, okay, thank you.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
My name is Peter Adato, Wikiti 3. There's an issue we want serious clarification to. Last Sunday, we had information that 2 Nigerians were in the police station, which were eventually diagnosed to be COVID positive. They have stayed in the police station for 8 days. They were sent to the Greater Accra Regional Hospital the day they were found on the checkpoint as illegal immigrants. And after taking the sample at Ridge Hospital, it declined custody of them, and the police took them Saturday before the result came. And after that, all attempts to get the COVID response team to go for them have failed. We started on Sunday evening. Yesterday, around 10 o'clock, they went for the 2 guys from the police station, sent them to Gai's Hospital, fumigated the police station. Then in the evening, they brought them back. The hospital said they cannot keep the people there. We want to know if it is a crime for policemen on duty to identify something that we are all fighting, and then they will now stand the risk of what they are helping us to stop. We want to understand why the police station, which is not a quarantine center, will be used as a kill zone for a COVID victim.
So your question is, how do we mitigate such risks?
Yeah. No, we want to understand the whole scenario of this thing, why they should abandon the patient on the police.
I've heard your question. Yes, sir.
My name is Godfrey Turner with TV3. I want to find out, we all know and we've been told that there's no vaccine for COVID-19. And at the beginning, we heard that some people have been killed and discharged because after testing them twice, they've been discharged.
Yeah.
We want to find out what we are doing differently that is making this possible. And then if taking into measure some medicine that is not known now. And I also want to find out the collaboration the government is having with the traditional medicine practitioners, that there's any collaboration at all to make sure that they also come out with something to help fight the COVID-19. And lastly, my question, I don't know from the police whether it's appropriate to tell us how the is done. Because
how the what is done?
I mean the COVID operation is done along the road. You know, that some roads have been blocked and they're trying to prevent people from moving into town. And we realized there's heavy traffic in town now. Today when I was coming, I realized that from along the Ofanko Achimota Road, very heavy traffic in front of the Accra Girls, and then my cameraman was also come from the Tishi Bush Road. traffic, heavy traffic. They want to find out how the operation is and how we can also make sure to ease traffic in town. Thank you.
So that one I think is quite clear. They are screening every single vehicle to ensure that everybody has a justification for being out there. I'll take that out of the pool of questions. Let me take another batch of questions and then I'll come to provide or invite other persons. First set of questions were technology-driven or technology-based. COVID tracker, how safe? How about patients for those who are disabled? There are police persons who still say that they are not getting PPEs. Is that it, Kojo? Who say they are not getting their stipends? Okay. And then those with special dietary needs. And then questions about how we mitigate such risks. For example, the police station that was responsible for holding some persons who were presumed, I think that is the education we've gotten this morning, persons who were presumed to be positive COVID-19 patients at that time. Before, questions about vaccine, cure, and traditional medicine. Yes, sir.
Joseph Akable, I work with Joy News. The first question has to do with parents who either left mandatory quarantine or were refused to be admitted to same. I reported one in the northern region. The person was on the run. I want to find out what's the latest. There was another issue at Fadama where they were trying to take the person into quarantine and the person refused as well. And the second issue has to do with those who have passed on. I want to find out what the government plan is or what the system in place is. The bodies released to the families to process them for funeral. And also the police service with regards to the 161 persons that they have arrested in Accra. I want to find out whether it includes persons who are alleged to have breached the restrictions and party at the beaches during the Easter festivities. If not, how far are they going about in those individuals as well? Okay. And the final one will be on the statement from the unemployed allied health professionals. They are threatening that they are going to withdraw their participation as contact tracers because others who are equally unemployed have been given financial runs. I want to find out whether that has come to the attention of the Ghana Health Service and general
unemployed
allied health professionals.
Allied health professionals. Has their issue come to the attention of the Ghana Health Service and what is their response?
Generally, how we are providing for persons to serve as contact tracers.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then I'll take a final one here and then with the responses.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Minister. My name is Bismarck Point Broker General. My question is actually coming from the Eastern region. Now that Eastern region, we have recorded 2 cases. What is the Ministry of Health doing to prevent this virus from spreading? And then the second one goes to the Ministry of Chieftaincy. Actually, Honorable Ombi, a community and information sentence Nibia, a work women Tama, Optiminia Juma Sisi, and your critical season fire.
I didn't know to mean Juma.
Because of 1 or 2 issues popping up. The best at least say
there are 1 or 2 issues so that we are informed as we are dealing with it.
Okay, Memfa baby to say Kufuridia Chishen and example there was some misunderstanding beyond 2 sentences and I'm soon to your community now. I also sent a spreading information at the call as case number 1 as case number 2. In Krobia, just a young she na yan see a near in Suhona. Yarway, a bepim akun enemy, but Mr. Honorable Minister of Information, a year Nanama Chinkuma for say, Monshena Mumbua, a Mumbi, Sa information sentence.
Into all the requests, and I'm
Thank you very much.
Should I your question? A request. Into Ministry of Health, how containing spread in the Eastern region. And only question, you better respond. Into Honorable Minister, let me start with your set of questions while Ghana Health Service is preparing to respond to theirs as well. Honorable Minister.
The question was how safe is the app because of the permissions that the app requires before you can download it. Those permissions are the standard permissions that many of these web links and platforms would require from any app. So maybe the answer would be it's as safe as WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter because you would see that the permissions are the normal standard permissions that anyone would require. and the same protocols are being used. Strict data protection guidelines have been issued and are being used. As I indicated, the only information that we need are the systems, locations, and the numbers so that the Ghana service can know exactly where the issues, hotspots are, and zero in on them. Thank you.
Minister, thank you. Since this incident with the two Nigerians, we have been working with the Ghana Police Service to ensure that if any persons are picked up as part of normal security operations who are also suspected to be persons who are presumed to be persons who may be positive for COVID-19, first of all, the necessary PPEs as is being made available to the police officers. We know it's not enough. We are doing our best to get a law out there. But first of all, they ensure that they use those, and secondly, that they are not mixed up with the general population. And thirdly, when it's necessary, that the ambulance service would evacuate them to an isolation unit for treatment. That is also observed. But as part of that incident specific, the necessary data being gathered to ensure that the persons who handle that particular matter are also self-isolated and tested and protected has also been triggered. So that's a quick one to our colleague from TV Africa. There's no vaccine, yes, so how are people getting cured? And I think you have to take time to explain what is a vaccine and how do people get cured, how the immune system kicks in, etc. Because I think sometimes people think that they're a vaccine to cure people, so you have to help us with that one. And then your collaboration with traditional medicine. You may also want to talk about persons on the run, the one person from Tamale on the run, and then another person from Fadama who is being sought, who has not been found, as has been reported in the media. So, Dr. Abaji, please join me. By the way, Ghana Ambulance makes me understand that Puma Energy has donated a lot of fuel for the ambulances that are doing all the pickups and are doing all the runs. 223,000 Ghana cedis worth of fuel, and they would like to acknowledge. Apart from that one, they will be happy to take some more.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think generally, yes, vaccines are meant to provide prevention so that you get a vaccine and then you don't get and you are immune to get a disease. What we are doing here, now there's no vaccine. But what we are doing, we have treatment protocols that takes care of those who are mild. We have symptomatic treatment. We have those who have low abdomen, respiratory illness, those who are moderate, those who are severe, all the way to those who have to be on the ICU ventilator. So basically, that's why we have grouped them in that group and are treating them. We also provide the very necessary things like feeding and providing them with appropriate environment that encourages them to get well. Those who have an look environment in their homes are also encouraged at home, and staff go to see them routinely. So, but I also believe that a lot of the people have come early. Our search in the contact tracing have allowed us to pick them early before they develop serious disease, and that's why it is helping us get the results we are getting. And we intend to do that and do teleconferencing with other centers across the country so that they can also learn from the best practices that's happening in the other sites in the country. Traditional, yes, we are collaborating with the traditional health providers, and as usual, as we've mentioned here, if you have any medication, it has to go through the appropriate protocols of testing to be sure that it is safe, it's not toxic, and it can cure what you claim to cure. And we are ready to work with all of them to ensure that we go through that process through FDA and other agencies, and those medicines will be available. There was a question on burial. We still are providing supervised burial, which means that the body is not going to be handled, or you will not be allowed to handle the body, but we encourage you, work with you so that you don't expose, nobody is exposed to the body until its burial. So that's what we do, supervised burial. Eastern region has recorded 32 cases, yes. The same protocol, as soon as we pick a case, we do a listing of contacts. We follow all contacts, identify and isolate them. As we speak now, a significant number, I will not be able to, because the numbers keep changing by day, are currently in isolation. Some are, as I mentioned, at Tua Government Hospital. Some are also in Koforidua. Some have been put in hotels to take them out of the place that they are in, to ensure that we prevent further spread and contain it. That's exactly what we are doing in Koforidua. And then the team, the national team and the regional team are involved in making sure these cases are. See, we have them in various districts. Them stretch into our Greater Accra because of the contacts. And so we have Greater Accra and East Region and National collaborating to contain the condition. Honorable Minister, I think those are the questions, unless I've missed any one of them. Oh, yes, sir. Yes. Currently, there has not been any formal petition on my table, but we are aware of our concerns. So what we do is that I'm sure there are many other workers who are also waiting to be employed. And during the contact tracing, we work with the associations. They nominated people we train to participate in the exercise. And just like all contact tracers, they are paid a daily wage for their meals, etc. And that's what we treat all, including the community health nurses, the field epidemiologists, and the lab technologists who are attached to the team to take samples. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. ACP, please join us. 161 arrests, does it include some of the revelers in Accra, and what is being done about some of those who breached in Accra?
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Accra has 161 cases, 68 are under investigation, 88 on bail, and a number of them are in courts. As of today, I know that some of them have been adjourned for case management conference to take place. So we have people who were engaged in parties, in weddings, and other activities, for example, moving from their homes to other areas are definitely not within their local areas, engaging in activities which are not prescribed this exemption. So all of those people have been arrested, and as I mentioned in my brief, their investigations are ongoing. They are on bail because we obviously can't keep people in our cells and potentially contaminate people in the cells. The thing is, existing inmates or people who were in the cells prior to this disease outbreak have either been granted bail or been advised to engage in social distance. So cells are being decongested, and numbers that are in those cells are not as many as to potentially have the disease spreading within the cells. So all the other cases that you have mentioned, somebody mentioned TV3, did you say about the beaches? Yes. So any arrest that has been made will definitely be investigated and definitely be put before court. So anybody found violating the act or violating the Imposition of Restrictions Act will definitely be dealt with according to law. They are on bail because we can't, as I said, keep them in our custody to potentially spread the disease, that is, anybody has it or not. But I want to assure you that any person found violating this law is definitely going to be dealt with according to law. Thank you.
Thank you, ACP. We'll take a final batch of questions and then we'll wrap up. A final batch of questions and then we'll wrap up. There was a question about learning support for persons with disabilities. I'm informed by the Minister for Communications that we'll quickly need to check from the Ministry of Education that has developed the content so that they can advise us on an appropriate response to that one. So we'll take that under advisement. Final batch of questions. If there are none, go to the platform and let's quickly wrap up. Oh, you have a question? Okay. So while they adjust the microphone, let me take the questions on the platform while they adjust the microphone. Yes, sir. Quickly. Quickly, sir. Yeah. And the question is, what is government doing?
Secondly, there's also a call by the GJA to government to assist the media with PPEs as part of flyness in the fight against COVID-19. What is government's take on this?
Okay.
And finally, on something that happened yesterday, so there's a particular question on what does government make of politicians spreading misinformation on social media? An example is given that, for instance, yesterday, there was a figure that was being circulated as the case numbers. What is government doing about this?
Okay. Earlier, there were some questions from CTF as well.
Yes.
Ms. Avle sent some questions. What were they? Quickly.
Let me read that to you. So there's a question asking for more details on the community transmission. So what is the total number and percentage of community transmissions?
Okay.
And then there's also a question on providing more clarity on the protocol using or countries using to determine recovery.
Recovery.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes, madam. You have the final word.
Thank you. Mine is complaint to the police. GBC branded vehicles are finding it so difficult at checkpoints. We get there, they ask us, especially in the afternoon, where are you going to? We are going to pick staff to come to work. They answer so many questions, and sometimes they even ask them to go back. An incident happened at Abekan La Paz yesterday, Las Palmas restaurant. The driver was going to pick staff to work, and he was asked so many questions. After answering, they still asked him to go back. So the police, please, you need to understand our nature of work and help us out.
Thank you. Thank you. So, ACP, you may want to refer that to your men and women out there on the media is an exempt category. We've asked media persons to carry IDs, and colleagues, hope you are also carrying your IDs. That makes it easier for them. Because the mere fact you are in a vehicle with a sticker on it does not mean that you will be let through. They will have to go through the processes of asking the necessary questions to ensure that it's not just anybody who's put a branding on some vehicle seeking to go through. So please also understand that they do their work, but ACP, you may want to have a word with your colleagues that we have to give media priority so that they do the work like they are doing for us here today. We apologize for that, and we ask the police to step up to it. Protocol recovery, I think we've explained it earlier. It's after 2 negative tests pursuant to treatment. Community transmission, the data is website, splitting between those with a travel history and those with no travel history. Misinformation on social media. I think with the view very clearly that first they constitute offenses, and we're asking the investigative bodies to investigate and bring people to book for such acts. You'll find some of those Facebook walls openly. We should be able to pick up persons and have them prosecuted because there are laws in this country that go against that. But listen, also to politicians, those in the ruling party, those in opposition, who think that this is a good time for misinforming the public for parochial political gain. You are being plainly responsible. This is the time when we need to spread facts and knowledge to people so that they can protect themselves. So if you think that this is a good time to fabricate things and throw them out there, parochial political gain, so that what? You will stay in power or win power, and by the time all the people are dead, who are you going to govern? It's plainly irresponsible. Now is not the time. Let's finish with this national battle, and we can get back to some very decent politics as a country. I think simply that's what we'll say. GJ requests that media should be included in the PPE distribution. We'll quickly take it to advisement. Dr. Abwaje, these are also frontline workers. We have to include because once you say frontline, you get issues. Yes, but I'm sure you get the context. So let us explore how, even in the limited quantities, we can provide for our colleagues. And neighborhoods, I'm sorry, the first question about neighborhoods. Neighborhoods that are protesting and not allowing isolation centers to be put up. What is government doing? We're working with the Ministry of Chieftaincy, as has been outlined, to do some deeper engagement so that there's deeper understanding can these isolation centers. In fact, when we have isolation centers, it actually protects the neighborhood so that when somebody is presumed positive, we isolate that person in that center and that person doesn't get to spread it within that community. It is even in your own interest for us to have an isolation center there to isolate persons, test them, and treat them so that we don't put you at risk. But working through the Ministry of Chieftaincy, Minister, we're very grateful for your support. We should be able to deepen that collaboration. We are going to wrap at this point. Kojo, you have something very final. We have to wrap up.
My question on the emergency number 112 and then 31, I think Dr. Zakaria is here. He can tell us what arrangements are there for persons with disabilities.
Yeah, but they don't handle the lines. The feedback is given to them. So let me take it, and then let me get those who run the technology to give us feedback. So, Kojo, we have two outstanding questions from you, which hopefully we should be able to respond to. Ladies and gentlemen, we've run out of time. Leave it here. I want to thank all the dignitaries and members of the committees who've been with us this morning. And later in the week, we'll give you a final update. Stay at home, stop the spread, stay safe, spread facts and calm, not panic and fake news. And let's win this together. Thank you. My sincere apologies, my sincere apologies. Honorable Minister, you are here with us. We will ask you to join us to receive a number of donations before you take leave of us. My sincere apologies. Ministers, please stay with me. The Association of Ghana Industries is here. Mr. President, please forgive me. Join me. AGI has a donation. We have a number of donations, so I'll ask all the donors to be very quick with your comment. AGI, please inform us what you have to support the relief effort.
Right now, it's not just AGI, but we have some of our members who basically are going to also give donation as their own companies. We have Diamond Cement Group here. We have B5 Plus. We have Coco King. If their CEOs are here, please can join me now with the AGI before we just do all that together.
Just so we want to observe social distance.
All right.
Let's do the AGI first, and then we invite them one after the other.
All right. You all know that we are in this world together, and as for industrial sector, definitely whatever we have to do, we definitely need to produce things for our people to enjoy. And this also has given us opportunity to know really what Ghanaian companies are doing for the people, the citizens of Ghana. Not only just produce, for example, Nana giving us the opportunity, within 1 week, our local company has been able to produce 3.5 million face masks for our people. Your Honorable Alan, visiting some companies, 4 companies who are also making the PPEs. So not just only just giving a token. This also has given us opportunity that now, if tsunami or this COVID continues, Ghanaian companies, what we can do to be able to supply our own. So we just didn't come here with just a check, but we came here with the true commitment of what we're going to do. May I get the AGI check where we're going to present to the government this morning? And yes, we are in this whole thing together, and we are working definitely with the government to ensure that at the end of this, all of us will work together. The President also has, His Excellency Nana Addo has also said that yes, he is going to help give a 600 million package to help local companies to move. We are ganging our people together to see how the modalities and engaging the government, how this money will be utilized. It's not just take home and just buy Mercedes-Benz or marry 2 more wives. The money basically to be given how we can really improve, whether it's equipment or whatever we have, to make sure that the local chain of our production, be it come with pharmaceutical, how do we get the raw material, the powders to go into your factory to produce the supply. So this work we are in, Dr. Bwaji, we are with you. Without the rush, we can't treat the patients. Now people are coming out now. In fact, when all this came out, the 48 bitters that we have had, nobody talk about them that they can even do any COVID-19. Therefore, any medication that has to be utilized definitely has to go through investigational, clinical studies to ensure that the products are available. The quality medications or the quality product that Ghanaians are making is a test of time for us now. And we are confident that Ghanaian industries are ready to stand the test of time, to prove that yes, we can do whatever it takes beyond measure to help our own people, your mothers and my mothers and our children. Asimaya Khan is the Association of Ghana Industries. Jumayefo wa Ghana. Yebwa yene emu nwiane, wamu ye ntare, wamu ye face mask. Ni nya ye kabom, enye sika kakra ye ba wo. Ba ye adwuma ye. sɛ ne de ya saa mbrɛ nyinaa yɛ ne yɛ nuanom akasa momfa kaa nkɔfa adwumayɛfoɔ no na ɔmo mmra mɛyɛ adwuma sɛ ɛbɛyɛ nnuane ɛbɛyɛ ready sɛ ɛbɛyɛ ntaadeɛ anaa face mask ɛbɛyɛ ready ne nyinaa mɛboa sɛ ɔman Ghana sɛ yɛto yɛbɔ bra bosome mmiɛnsa a ampa yɛbɛnya nnuane adi yɛbɛnya nnura no yɛbɛnya ntaadeɛ ahyɛ biribia a ɛyɛ bɛboa ama Ghana adwuma atu mpɔn no ɛnti ne yɛba ha no pɛi nti yɛkura yɛnsɛm kakra.
So the Association of Ghana Industries is presenting a check of 150,000 Ghana cedis.
Ɛnyɛ no wa yɛsa wɔ nneɛma nnuro ne nneɛma bebree a yɛde aba no tro si hɔ ayɛ ma ɛno so sika woka kuma no is about 5 million cedis.
Okay.
500,000.
So a check of 150,000 Ghana cedis and goods worth about 500,000 Ghana cedis as a first tranche of donations to the Republic. Mr. President, we are grateful, very, very grateful, very, very grateful. God bless you for your effort. Honorable Minister, you will stay with me. Don't worry, I'll give you a hand sanitizer afterwards. You will stay with me. Perhaps I'll ask you to come down this way. You will take it all away. You would be here, and then I'll invite other chief executives who are here. You will join here. You will tell me what it is. I will announce it for the benefit of our viewers and our listeners. And because of social distance, you can't take a lot of people up here. I think the Zenith Bank is next. Can we get some help to move the AGI? Zenith Bank is next. We will only be able to take about 2 executives of Zenith Bank, and the Honorable Minister will receive it for us. Zenith Bank is such a big nation. I want you to announce it yourself. Oh, Zenith, please come down this way. Yes. And then please make your announcement very briefly.
Thank you, the Honorable Minister of Information, for giving us the opportunity to be here this morning. The Honorable Minister of Chieftaincy and Communications, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We are here on behalf of Zenith Bank Ghana in solidarity with government and people in Ghana towards the fight against COVID-19. To underscore the bank's commitment to this fight against COVID-19, we have leading our delegation this morning, the chair of our board of directors, Mrs. Frida Duplan, and our board member and director, Mr. Tony Otinjosi, and my humble self, Akido Gronti, the MD-CEO. We would like to specially thank His Excellency, President Nana Akufo-Addo, for his astute leadership in combating this COVID-19 in Ghana. Also worthy of mention are our medical personnel who have been in the front line of this fight against COVID-19. We sincerely appreciate their noble acts of selflessness at this trying time. Truly, these are unusual times which requires the effective efforts of all, be it government, corporate organizations, private sector, and individuals to fight this COVID-19. It is in the light of this that Zenith Bank Ghana, as a responsible corporate citizen, and in line with our commitment to supporting government's effort in successfully defeating COVID-19, are here to present our donation to the COVID-19 National Trust Fund. I therefore wish to invite the leader of our delegation, our board chair, Mrs. Frida Duplan, to make the presentation on behalf of the bank. Madam Chair.
Madam Board Chair, we are very grateful. A check of 1 million Ghana cedis from Zenith Bank. We are very grateful for your contribution in this time of national need. God bless you. People, technology, and service. Well, this is service indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Unilever, you are next. Unilever, thank you very much. Unilever, you are next. We will be able to receive 3 executives of Unilever alongside the Honorable Minister. Unilever is preparing. Let me go to Pinot Ricard. Pinot Ricard will receive 3 executives alongside the Honorable Minister. And if you let us know how much you have, announce it for the benefit of the audience here. Pino Ricard. Are there others who are joining you? Okay. You have to come to the front here. Yes, we'll do all the nations in front here. So Pino Ricard is a beverage company. You are into the importation and distribution of beverages in the country. And you have a donation of 100,000 Ghana cedis for the COVID-19 relief fund. We are very grateful to you, Pino Ricard. Oh, wow. 93,000 cedis worth of vital equipment for monitoring and PPEs for the Accra Regional Hospital. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Pino Ricard, thank you very, 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 very much. Thank you very much. I think we can give them a big round of applause. Blochem Industries, is Blochem Industries here? Blochem Industries, are they here? Blochem, are they here? This is the last one that the Honorable Minister will read for us. Blochem? Blochem? Yes. Blochem has already sent to the Jubilee House 500,000 Ghana cedis check, and today they are bringing to us goods worth 100,000 Ghana cedis. Blochem, we are very grateful. We behave like Indians, so we will just do the namaste with the Honorable Minister. Thank you, thank you. Honorable Minister, thank you very much. You may take your seat. Honorable Minister for Chieftaincy, please join me. There are a few more I need you to see for me. Institute of Chartered Accountants, if you are here. ICA, if you are here. B5 Plus, if you are here, please get ready. B5 Plus, please join us. B5 Plus, please join us. Diamond Cement, please be on standby. B5 Plus, B5 Plus. They've got a big check as well. How much is it? 300,000. Please come. Somebody should come behind the podium here. Very quickly, very quickly. B5 Plus, 300,000 Ghana cedis check to the COVID-19 relief fund. And we are very grateful that you have made this contribution. You are dealers in steel. In steel. Manufacturing. One of the new plants that was just opened. Yes, yes, yes. I now recall. You are under the 1D1F program. Yes. 300,000 Ghana cedi check to the COVID-19 relief account. We are very grateful to you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'd like to say that we are also contributing 700 families we are already feeding, and plus this another 200 families will be feed, and oxygen we are providing free of cost up to 30th of April, so anyone can come and take it.
Thank you very much. So they are also providing food packs, at least up to about 1,000 food packs already for some of our vulnerable and homeless across capital. We are very grateful to you for your contribution. Thank you. And the oxygen as well is being supplied to the government hospitals. They're also providing government to the hospitals free of charge. Doctor, I'm sure they are your friends. Thank you very, very much. B5 Plus, thank you very, very much for your contribution. Diamond Cement, where are you? Diamond Cement, we'll be able to receive three persons up here. Diamond Cement. Coco King and Acacia, please ready. Diamond Cement, you have a check. The Honorable Minister will receive the check here. Honorable, how much is that check? 100,000 Ghana cedis from Diamond Cement. They need no introduction. They are dealers in cement products. They are giving the COVID-19 relief account a check of 100,000 Ghana cedis. Where is the finance officer of the Ministry of Information? Please take a record of all of this and let's ferry a letter to Jubilee House where all of this is being received.
This is a top-up of the earlier cement manufacturers donation, making it 1.2 million Ghana cedis.
So earlier, cement manufacturers gave $1 million, and this is a top-up of 100,000 Ghana cedis onto that. So 250 tons of cement for some of the emergency medical facilities that we are having to put up as part of this response program. We are very grateful. Diamond Cement. What's your tagline? Diamond Cement?
The builder's choice.
The builder's choice. We are very grateful. We are very, very grateful. Diamond Cement.
The cement manufacturers 1.1.
So cement manufacturers altogether 1.1, and now 250 tons of cement also assist in the emergency construction. Thank you very, 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 very much. You've handed over the check to Honorable Minister? Honorable Minister, thank you, thank you. So Diamond Cement, you may take your seat. Acacia Build Limited, are you here? You are. Please join us, Atia. Please join us. And is Coco King here? Coco King is here. Please be on standby. I'll call you right after this. Acacia, so you bring us a check? Or what? So we want to acknowledge Acacia. They are providing about 40,000 Ghana cedis worth of food and other relief items to some of the many departments and agencies that are assisting in the national effort. And we want to acknowledge them. Give them a big round of applause. Minister, you have to do the namaste. Thank you very much. Since we can't shake hands, we are very, very grateful to you. Coco King, please be quick. Wow. Coco King is giving 10,000 hot meals to support the work that the Ministry of Social Protection is doing. 10,000 hot meals to support the Ministry of Social Protection. Okay. So, Coco King, we are very grateful. Give them a big round of applause. Let's give them a big round of applause as they also make the addition. Honorable Minister, I think you can take your seat now. There are two final donations that I want to acknowledge. Fuel tanker owners. They brought us a check of 50,000 Ghana cedis earlier. Fuel tanker owners. And we want to acknowledge them. Fuel tanker owners. In fact, when they came and we said we'll do the briefing on Tuesday, they said, no, take the check. Then later we can come. So their money is already gone into account. So fuel tanker owners and operators, Honorable Minister, I'm sure we'll thank them and do the namaste. Thank you very, very much. They've given us a check of 50,000 Ghana cedis. We are very grateful for it. And the very final one that we will acknowledge, and please let me read this. First, it came to us by a text message, and then later the pair followed through, and it's very significant. Honorable Minister, this comes from somebody with the name Abubakar Sadiq Ahmed, the convener for the COVID-19 Campaign Coalition, youth groups that have come together to educate their communities on preventive measures, signs and symptoms of COVID-19 in the Ejura-Seche-Dumasi district of the Ashanti region. They are overwhelmed by the efforts of government. They go and list it and say that they want to make a handsome donation, listen to this, of 100 Ghana cedis. And we think it's significant. 100 Ghana cedis. And so they are not here. They sent it to us, and then they later sent somebody to make it available. We just want to acknowledge them. It came through Abubakar Sadiq Ahmed, convener, COVID-19 Campaign Coalition, Ejura-Seche-Dumasi. So Abubakar and your team, we haven't seen you, but we have given what you have sent. We appreciate it. 100 Ghana cedis. We appreciate it. Colleagues, we'll draw down the curtain here. We'll continue at our next briefing. Thank you.